Well, we may as well go ahead and get started. We've got 3 people waiting for us right now. 3 whole people waiting for us right now. There's actually more than that. That's okay.
He just starts the stream.
Hey, you know what? We're still behind a slate. Nobody can see us. They can only hear us.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
So it's okay.
Well, that's good, because I was leaning on the table. Well, luckily I wasn't on the toilet.
Do you need to be on the toilet?
No.
We can do a live remote.
No.
Okay, you want to do this for real?
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Hi, this is Odin. We don't have a live remote today. Hello. Good morning. My name is Odin, and this is the Odin Makes live stream. And I'm here with
Joe Gillis.
And Joe, why are you here today?
Well, I am trying to talk you into helping me turn these goggles, which you recognize because these. Wait.
You're over here. Yeah, you're over here.
Yeah, that was awesome. So,
Joe knows TV. So these goggles, which are kind of I can get a good tight zoom in if you want, but sort of.
It's up to people. I don't care.
All right, those goggles.
So these were the inspiration for what you see if you go to my new serial series, Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland. These are what he's wearing.
Okay.
And these came from the one and only Odin Abbott, who a few years ago we did the kinetic sculpture race.
Right.
And these are what I wore. And that's the inspiration for Post-Apocalyptic Joe in terms of at least the costume.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to call it. His garb, whatever.
His garb, the character?
Yeah, the character.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Part of it. Yeah. So I was able to track down some pretty much. Boy, I'm nailing this.
That's fine.
I would never make it on Home Shopping Network.
Oh, you would get used to actually have a mark.
Yeah, that's true. So I was able to find some goggles that look freaking identical, except for they're brand new looking.
Okay.
And so obviously I want to make them look more post-apocalyptic. And plus, to be honest, I want my hero ones to stay sort of hero ones. And if I take these out into the public or anywhere else, I don't want to have the originals sort of hanging about.
Sure. Well, if I remember correctly, this original pair, which even has very similar markings across the top.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Now, it's possible that these were always not vintage. It was my understanding that these were vintage, that Carl Miller originally bought these for Burning Man.
Oh, okay.
Ended up giving them to me, which I wore them to at least one Burning Man. I had done something, was it these or another pair? No, it was a different pair that had done something to that I hurt. So this pair I never hurt. There's another pair where I tried to do a mirror to the lenses, and when I recrimped it, I cut the rubber around the outside, the rubber gasket. But this one's fine, so it wasn't this pair that did that too. But anyway, these came from Carl Miller originally, and then he kind of gave them to me. And
well, thank you, Carl, because now they're mine, dude.
Right. And I have no idea where Carl got them, but there's definitely a difference in material. Yeah,
and there's slight differences you can see around the top, and right there's differences.
Oh yeah, you got a much bigger.
But it's very similar, like very similar. And these, I even have the blue on the back. I have some that have like more of a reddish orange.
Okay.
But these actually are more correct to the color.
So
these are like my secondary heroes.
Gotcha. And this have a hinge between the lenses. Yeah. This still has a smaller, but has a hinge.
It's a smaller hinge.
Okay.
But they're pretty close.
So what you wanted to do today was pretty much take a pair of these or two, and then weather them to make them look more like those.
100%.
Okay. All right. Well, that's probably doable.
You checking the elastic?
I'm wondering about weathering the elastic. I mean, for one, the elastic on this has been...
That might be a little tougher.
This elastic is shot because I've had it sitting around the bell jar up there. These have been sitting around the bell jar that my golden snitch has been sitting in since DIY Prop Shop, so these are a bit stretched out.
Yeah.
So you might want to just swap the...
Yeah, swap them out.
Yeah. But if you wanted to weather these, I would just... what I don't have is bleach, and just a quick little of bleach on it, or a little spritzer, like a hairspray thing, even if you water it down a little bit.
Yeah, I could do that.
that, or go set them out on your back porch now and pick them up in December.
Yeah,
and
let them get sun.
Sun drenched. I like the case it came in.
Yeah, well, these I went and bought because I was like, I want to just keep them nice.
Oh, so these are separate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got like 4 for pretty cheap on a big box.
On a big box
retailer that killed all other retailers.
Oh, I see. One named after a big river in South America?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
That one.
These didn't come from there, but I was able to find these on eBay.
All right.
And bought every single one the dude had. Because what's the odds of me being able to find the ones that are just like that again?
Exactly. Probably pretty good because you bought them all, but if you hadn't,
yeah,
you'd be host.
Pretty much.
I'll move those. So, hello, for those of you watching in the future, the first few minutes of the live stream is awkward because I have no idea how to start these things or end them. Just wait till we get to the end. But the first few, half hour, 45 minutes of this is usually set aside for the members of my Discord, the members of my Patreon. It's kind of a quiet time where it's easier for me to see just the posts from you guys. So, if you want to be able to catch this live and catch it when there's only a few people, just a handful of people watching, then please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes and the Discord level. And seeing that, I can see that, we got quite a few people here right now. Dan is here. Good.
All
Press
right.
that gain button again. Oh, they can't hear us. Can you fix the microphone? We're being loud. Pretty cool goggle design, though, for the various cosplays. So Dan loves your goggle design. Yeah, for sure. Shady made it. That's kind of cool. Hello, Shady. All you need to do is press that button for the audio. You don't need to adjust anything else.
Nice.
All right, I pressed it twice. It should be up 6 now. Okay.
I see Shot Gremlin.
Oh, Shot Gremlin is in here too. Yes, and Steve D. Yep, that's good. Alrighty, so they may be getting Odin Makes live stream burnout because this is 3 in a row now after a year of taking some time off.
Yeah, but hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I think they love you enough.
I hope so. Felicia and I will be back next week working on the proton packs again. And I suppose one of the things we should do is dig down the Alice pack frames, before we leave. So they're actually down for next week.
Otherwise we're just going to be talking the whole time instead of doing anything. Well, that's tough to get at.
Why is there distorted sound?
All right, this is the moment in the show where Odin troubleshoots sound.
This is so it's been
oh, there we go.
The game's cranked.
Well, all right, there we go.
So you tell me you want me to adjust the audio, and I assume you mean up. Sorry.
He went the wrong direction, peoples. He's fixing it now. Odin's on it. And he's going to read...
okay. And I'm looking at... Just in case Ted, the one guy I would trust will live anything, just in case he's trying to comment.
So hopefully it's less distorted now.
Let's go -5.
Yeah.
How's that? That better?
Let us know in the comments section, and he'll adjust again, I guess.
Maybe. Well, I'm just looking at the... I'm just looking at the microphone levels.
It's riveting, right?
This is... Well, the best part about trying to do an unlisted video, you get no before it starts.
I know.
None. I
But
can't...
it makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I get to pretend like I don't know what I'm doing every week, which is a little more accurate than it needs to be. But
Wow! I wouldn't say that. I've known you long enough. He knows a little bit more than he lets on.
What's this? Stop touching, it's fine now!
Until we laughed, and then they're like, "Oh, wrong!"
Sounds fine now. The worst part about getting live feedback is it's actually delayed because we have to bounce off space first, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's at least 30 seconds, if not 40 seconds delayed before they actually see what we're doing.
Well,
so I could fall down dead, and they wouldn't know for 30 seconds.
Well, that's sort of how it's been since the beginning. So
yeah,
it's cool,
Yeah.
Got to bounce it off the moon, back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still getting lots of okay. Alrighty. Dan does laughs. Okay, good. So
now it really starts.
Now good. Hello, Hello, I'm Odin, and welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. It's Sunday. Today, I'm Odin.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm still messing up my opening lines. It's great, but that's okay. And I'm here with Joe today, who has been a really good friend of mine for an incredibly long amount of time. I've known Joe since before most of you were born. And not entirely true, but sometimes. No, Joe and I have been working on projects and been doing things for damn near 40 years. It's
been a while.
Like, it was only 30.
30,
Am I adding?
30.
Okay, I'm adding to it. 30 years. Dang near 30 years. Next year is going to be 30 years when we first did 9 Atoms or Less.
Well, it depends. We don't really know when you started work. When did we start working on the stuff? I mean, it might be 30 years now.
It might be 30 years, that's true.
Yeah,
because we didn't shoot until 94.
See, but I met him before that, back when he is like the original comic book guy. Before Simpsons had a comic book guy, there was Odin.
Well, actually...
Yeah, I met him at Comics and Comics, technically, first, but he doesn't remember that part. So
Met
it's
a lot of
okay
people.
because he met a lot of people. So that was the first time I met Odin, and then I met him again later with his cousin.
Yep. Cousin?
I know multiple cousins of yours.
Yeah,
Somehow.
I bet you, because the Abbott side of the family couldn't keep it in their pants. There's a lot of Abbotts running around.
All right. Abbots and rabbits.
Yeah, Abbotts and rabbits. had friends that were in the SCA, and instead of kill the rabbit, it was kill the Abbott, kill the Abbott. So, Warner Brothers reference for those of you who aren't in a wheelchair.
Well, if they still have some of those around.
If they have the violent ones around still, So we've been working on projects forever, and the big thing that Joe really helped me out with is being on DIY Prop Shop. Just prior to that, I helped him with Beyond Geek. I am not necessarily in, but I was part of the production or editing process for every single episode. Pretty much. Period. Mm-hmm. I was going to say the first season.
Even
but
now, even
seasons.
the one that's just sitting hidden away.
Even the third season that's just maturing, waiting to hatch.
Like a fine wine.
Yeah, that's it.
Even though I don't drink, and I don't know if a fine wine tastes much better, but I hear that saying a lot.
Yeah, there you go. But Joe was huge with me being on DIY Prop Shop because we shot all the stuff on his cameras. I'm actually still recording with his microphones. Which are now apparently mine, but the microphones came from Joe. And
California law states they're yours now, I guess.
Okay. And those first few episodes of DIY Prop Shop was super helpful because Joe stood there the entire time holding his camera, shooting. So, while I'm madly trying to get something built in 20 hours or whatever it is, Joe's there shooting it. Almost.
I think our longest one at the beginning was like 26 hours straight.
I think so,
or something like that. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. Right. And you're the one that... Here's the one thing that I still have absolute patience for anyone else who I'm trying to do a video with. Like, right? Whether I'm at work or when I ended up working at the PBS station, which was a job that Joe got me. Or when I'm working at the state, which is a job that Joe got me. Interviewing people for video. The very first time I needed to do, hello, I'm Odin, and welcome to the DIY Prop Shop, I fumbled it way more than it just did right now. I believe it took me an hour to get that out.
It took a bit.
Yeah. And so I have no problems, comfortably waiting for someone to start. So thank you for putting up with all that.
Oh, heck yeah. It was fun. It was fun to do. We got good memories of that,
Yeah.
Waiting for paint to dry.
Right.
For way too long.
The best part is after you build all day while the weather's great, and then you get done gluing it. Now I got to paint it. Only it's 1 a.m. in January.
And wet.
And wet outside, and the paint needs to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching TV or taking a nap on the couch in the Smosh building at 1 a.m. waiting for paint to dry so you can go back to shooting because you can't be in there, come Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. We had a tight time window.
Yes, we did. And then we got out of that building, and that was better.
You think I would have learned to speak since I had to do I've been doing a lot of recording for the book.
No,
and I can't speak straight at all anymore still.
I've made the hello, I'm Odin, welcome to the DIY Prop Shop joke I don't know how many times, and I flubbed it during my story, so I get it.
Hey, mine's real easy. Welcome, Wastelanders, to the Post-Apocalyptic Joe and a Cinematic Wasteland audiobook podcast. I remember it. It's just one line. I'm just playing with you.
Good for you.
Nah, if you heard the recordings, you'd be like, oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
He sucks.
Hey, if you want to check out where Joe sucks, Joe, tell everybody where your audio is that's just horrible.
Well, you can actually catch it on pretty much most podcast players. Apple Podcasts,
All right.
Amazon, Audible. What are the other ones?
So you're horrible all over the place.
Yeah, I'm really bad everywhere. And then cinematicwasteland.com is the easiest way to get to directly to mine. And you can read it there too. So it's not just listening. So if my voice annoys you, I apologize right now. But I will read it to you for free. Okay. You know, it's a serial, so we're releasing one chapter at a time.
Gotcha.
So you can just go
What's the runtime in your chapters?
It depends.
Okay.
You know, like between a half an hour to closer to like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on. Yeah, it just depends on the what's hidden where. I just need need it to be a full story because basically the way I structured it was obviously I come from the television background.
Where my question came from, is this an hour-long chapter?
Yeah.
Is it a half-hour episode?
No.
Okay.
So mine's situated like the chapters are essentially the in-between the commercial breaks type thing. Oh, so I'm structuring it a little bit different than a lot of people. So basically, the first 7 chapters equals an episode. And then I put the episodes together for a season, which is really confusing. So I just tell people, just show up. You'll get the chapters in order. It'll work. But for me, it's good because basically I'm going to then put those together and then it'll be like shove out an episode together, type thing.
So once you have all of your chapters for the episode, and then once you have all of your episodes for the season, you'll be able to take a break and next year another season comes out?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very much like a television show.
Good.
Sadly. But just show up and you get the chapters.
Shady, I don't know. The internet's not so hot right here right now. We had a little bit of rain last night, and I think something got wet somewhere. So, yeah.
It could be on his end.
Could be.
Or
there is an end.
Actually, I don't know. I'm sorry to misgender their end.
There you go.
Because I don't know who they are.
Oh, now
you probably know who it is.
Now you're going to talk about Shady's end?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, it's not necessarily our fault. Maybe go, like, unplug, turn off and on, and maybe it'll work.
Shady, he's on the East Coast, so there's a little bit of space between us.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
It'll show up on East Coast time.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
On that feed.
Right. So, I wasn't planning on doing anything overly destructive as far as weathering the goggles.
Cool.
My main thought was to basically sponge paint a lot of acrylic on it.
Yep.
And, probably something similar with getting the lenses a little bit dusty. And then if you wanted, there is wear on the inside from these being worn for a long time.
Yeah.
It's both wear and a little bit of mud. We could take and wear them or not. I mean, we could take a Dremel tool to it very lightly and start wearing it down.
That might be cool.
Okay.
I mean, it won't have. I'm going to have to take him over to Carl, put him on his head, and have him sweat in him a little. Then I'm going to bring him to you, have you sweat in him a little, and then I'll sweat in him a little, and then we'll have what these really are.
Sure.
Is a mixture of the three of us.
Ooh.
Captain Miller.
Captain Miller. Yeah. Boy, that just derailed me completely. There's also the total lack of Burning Man dust because I haven't been in so long. I actually don't have any convenient. I used to, but
well, that's good because it doesn't do very well with electronic components.
It does not.
So
it's a very fine alkaline dust that just ruins everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm seeing how this is. I was tempted to.
We were shooting like a JP Aerospace thing again. We could go do it. At one point, we will.
Eventually,
I'll just bring them out there, throw some dust on them, and just
there you go.
Go at it.
Everyone in your crew will just have to wear one of these.
Yeah. All right, it's required to wear. Why are we wearing it? Because I told you to.
I told you to.
They won't question it though because we actually wore a lot of outfits in the background. So like World War II, we're wearing uniforms.
Yeah.
And some people get mad at us for not dying while we're shooting. So,
Right.
filming.
Filming.
Because there is shooting
They were
going
shooting
on.
too. So Joe is sort of jumping over small details in his story here.
Yeah, details.
When we're shooting Beyond Geek, when we're shooting his television show Beyond Geek, please go check it out. The entire crew would dress the part of what we were doing if that's what was going on.
That
right?
is correct.
Like the crew could wear street clothes when we went and did some of the STEM project stuff, and we could wear street clothes when we're talking to the guy who was using robots to be able to maneuver around town. But he couldn't. He was paralyzed, so he couldn't get around.
Henry awesome.
Yeah, Henry was awesome. So that was street clothes. But when we went to do World War II reenactment, the entire crew was dressed in World War II-ish garb. It just had to be kind of the right colors. None of it was actually like vintage, or very little was actually vintage.
Some was. Yeah.
On the crew end, because I bought crap from the Goodwill.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole episode with a LARP battle with the War for the Ring, or
Battle for the Ring.
Battle for the Ring.
And it has like, Belagarth, Dagahir, Amtgard.
Right. Amtgard, all mixed. It was 500 person strong Battle for the Ring, and the entire crew was dressed in garb to look like they belong on the field, and they were an okay target. It was okay to hit them.
No. Technically, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
We got to wear the yellow sash. To signify that. That doesn't mean they didn't get hit.
All right, fair enough.
I'm like, go into it, because that makes it way better footage.
Yeah.
Whenever you see those battles, they're like far out, just shooting it from the side.
Yeah.
I'm like, go into the battle. So some of the guys were hit with stuff. It just happened, but it's just foam.
Right.
It was fine. They're like, it might break your camera. I'm like, just go.
Yeah, you won't. Go for it. Or if you do, whatever. And tried to use all those shots when I found them.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera got hit. That's going in.
And then Pirates, when we did Pirates,
yes,
you weren't there for the filming.
No, I wasn't there for the filming.
But that one we actually had to shoot by candlelight at one point. And so we were all dressed up. They were very adamant that like the only thing they let through tech-wise was our cameras.
Right, because that's the one thing that's beyond.
So they're like, if you can shoot by candlelight. I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. Luckily, advances had been made. The A7 was great for that.
Right.
I think the Red was just coming out with its chip that could handle low light too very well.
Right.
So it was like we had options, and so we were able to shoot it by candlelight, and that's what we did.
They were having a reenactment diner inside of a building that was only candlelit, and they were not willing to compromise on their style.
That's cool.
Which is cool, because the point was to get what they're doing, not. Yeah.
Yeah, when you watch Beyond Geek, they're really doing it. Like when Brittany wrestled here in town, she wrestled live. It wasn't like, okay, we cut here, we do this. It was like she went out and she had to learn how to wrestle, and she did a live wrestling match in the middle of a real wrestling match. So it's like me, I'm very adamant that that part's true.
Yeah.
And so it's just whatever happens. If they fail, cool. If they succeed, which Brittany did, awesome.
She kicked ass.
Whereas like, like Sage tried really hard to be good at battle gaming.
No.
Not
so.
awesome.
Sage was a really good target.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. Like, I didn't put it in the episode, but there's this kid that just kept like beaming him constantly. You saw the footage. Just bam.
Yep.
Bam! Bam! Just right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my god. Oh, in the arrow situation. Oh man. Freaking hilarious. His first time going to battle, he's all, yeah! Starts running out. Poof! Right in the face. It's just like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't mind if they fail. I don't care. It's like, the bigger part is like just learning what the people are doing and why they do it and how to do it.
Right, and why they think it's cool? Can we? Yeah, and of course you know it's cool because you're interested in it. The whole behind the scenes thing is it's Beyond Geek, but honestly, this is stuff that Joe's interested in too.
Oh, pretty much, 100%. Not pretty much. It is 100% stuff I like. So it's just I'm interested in it, and so we go do it, and that's how it works. It's just that simple. So anything you saw with Beyond Geek was 100% something I liked, and then go show it to the world. And some things people had seen. But I can guarantee you, out of all the episodes we did, there's something in there someone hasn't seen. Because like
Right.
JP Aerospace, for instance, is going to be one that a lot of people don't. They're trying to take a balloon to space.
Right.
Which, you know, you've actually seen footage of his, but you haven't seen him necessarily do it.
Right.
Because his footage is like a lot of times Discovery, the footage you see from space from them, and some other stuff where it's really near space, you know, type stuff. That is actually JP Aerospace going out and doing it for him. They contract out to do it.
Okay, so he's been doing that since the 80s. Mm-hmm. Is he kind of more of the pioneer of this take a large weather balloon and send a GoPro to space?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would be like,
I see a lot of YouTube channels doing that.
I would nearly guarantee he was the first person. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd wager a decent amount against that one. Except for if you guys are actually betting me, I'm not going to wager it. But you know,
right?
But he was doing it back in the 80s before the Challenger explosion.
Right. So this is 85. 84.
Yeah.
This Challenger was 86, right?
I don't know. I think it was 86. I was like in junior high. I remember it happening at school that day.
Well, that was in high school.
Well, you're older than me.
Shotgun's laughing at us. Is the video still spinning, or is it actually working now? I hope it's actually working, so we're talking away here.
It'll maybe buffer in or something.
Maybe buffer in. Somebody got stuck behind one of the adverts.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to being noon. I had sent a link to you so you could post it to social media.
Okay.
I think we're close enough. If you wanted to go ahead and share that, and then after you do that, I can
talk away, Odin.
I'll reach over and hit public.
We're not public. We're in the private chat.
We're still in the private chat right now.
Nice.
Yes.
So we can be all private-like.
Well,
Who's on the toilet right now? No? Oh, because it will be on eventually.
Yes. People
in
the future.
Ignore that, people in the future. We're not talking about toilets here.
Hello, welcome to Beyond Toilets. Today, Joe and I are going to be setting up the coveted internet toilet cam. This is something that's been talked about for years.
No. But I will say this. We were talking about this beforehand, before I did the link.
Yeah.
We were talking about the fact that I may have the only World War II veteran talking about how to go number twosies during World War II.
Right. And this isn't
this is a legit thing. Like, my host, Danny Reynoso, he was like, no, I don't want to ask this question. And I'm like, dude, you're asking this question.
This is
like a legit question. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Just like, I think there's another question that was on Beyond Geek. How did you wash your uniforms?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm like, this is a question I want to know. Someone has to answer it eventually. And this dude's now, sadly, Lloyd passed away. Yeah. They're all passing away. And I know it sounds like a stupid thing, but like, those guys were stuck in trenches for like 40 days sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it was a legit question.
Yeah, you're not just going to hold it.
No, I'm not doing it for just humor's sake.
No.
Right now we're talking about it humorously. But
it's just toilet humor.
But it was like, I may have the only recorded interview with a World War II veteran talking about how they went to the bathroom.
Right.
I don't know if I am the only one, but I would wager it's pretty close because I'm the only one stupid enough to do it nearly. But it's in the episode. Yeah. And he was fine with it. He answered it great. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm sure he's been asked.
You edited it.
Yeah. and then I got to see more interviews with him again later. But he was perfectly candid about it and was amused by the question.
Yeah.
Because I know, Danny was like, oh, I can't do this.
Understandably, though.
Oh, sweet. Mariah made it. Hello, Mariah. You just missed us talking about LARPing.
Oh, and toilets. If you're on the toilet, please put it in the chat.
Yeah, there you are, yes. Mariah's a big part of the Zombie Prevention League. And
sweet.
In fact, about a month ago, maybe a little more somewhere in that area, Mariah and Aaron had me and Shock Gremlin come down to an event in Stockton where they took over a indoor airsoft arena. So it's an urban setting with building blinds and doors and vehicles and whatnot. Only it was zombie with basically amp guard swords. So you had close combat, not open field. Blind corners. Yeah, it was very cool.
I'm disappointed he didn't tell me about this, but you probably told him not to, so it's cool. And if you didn't, you're going to probably say that after this.
Did you need to go next time? Whenever there's a next time?
Heck yeah.
I think Joe almost swore, which he does not do. And we're going to go over here and set this.
We're going live.
We're going live.
Live
Visibility,
number 2.
Public. Done. And we're going to add the playlist to live streams. Done and save.
This is probably the most riveting part every live stream, right, guys?
God, this is
your favorite
this is
part.
Your favorite.
Where you're looking forward to Odin actually going live.
Live.
You're like, oh, man, Odin going live is so entertaining.
Oh, it's the best.
I
We're
love
watching Odin fight with his own computer.
He's struggling. Oh, look, we're not. We look like we're in a different time there. Because I feel like we're like not doing that right now.
We're not doing that right now. No, we can watch us then. Here we are now watching us then.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, wait, we got an emoji. What is this? Mariah Woods. Oh, man, I missed out. I'm not on the toilet, but Aaron is.
Nice.
Yes, we got one.
And be sure, anytime you go to the bathroom, to throw it in the chat. For those just joining in, you'll understand when you rewatch the whole thing.
So Dan Does Junk is popping in. You're saying, these questions are making me really nervous as the moderator. Sorry, Dan.
I don't do anything R-rated, so you're all good, dude.
Yeah, you'll be okay. It was just a legit question, because we know, you're on your phone. What else are you going to do when you're stuck sitting there?
Might as well watch Odin. That's what I do on the toilet.
Thank you. Well, okay. Thank you for watching. So got some new people popping in. Of course, DJ Stumpy is here. James Allen, hello. Arthur First Sleepover Girl Grandma says Hulk. Okay. Oh, Dan's not worried about the bathroom talk. He's just going live. Okay.
Oh, going live.
Yeah, there's a lot more to do
dude,
live.
That's challenging. And if you just joined, you'll realize it was challenging.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. And by the way, your ears might hurt at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we went the wrong direction, or was it?
Yeah, I kept turning it up when I should have turned it down, or something, because I didn't bother to look.
You took it to 11, guys. It was all good.
So I'm here today with my good friend Joe Gillis, who I've known way too long. Thankfully, still good friends with him, and because Joe has. Amongst the many different things that Joe's worked on in the past, being Beyond Geek, we worked at PBS together, we worked with other state departments together. Joe's been working on a whole new project that is launching this week.
Let's just call it today, because I really was just sitting there like this on Friday going, post, and so yeah.
This weekend got released. Joe, he had an idea for a short film he wanted to shoot, and then he realized he could just spin it into a book and make it so much better. So that's kind of what you did. Or did I undersell it?
Close enough.
Okay, close enough.
It's a serial. So it's like a continuing story forever. Yeah, like that serial.
Okay.
It's just spelled differently.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a continuous storyline. Whoa, boy, I can't speak at all now.
Dude, you're live in front of tens of people.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Tens of people are watching.
Yeah, about 3 tens.
Yeah. So it's a serial series that I wanted to release, and I was struggling actually initially, because I was thinking, I'm gonna put it together as a book. How do I make this work? What I really want to do is it's this continuous storyline thing. And then I realized there's a lot of options out there. Just go with what's out there.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing. I'm releasing it chapter by chapter every week, and pretty much in like 40 weeks you'll have the full like season 1.
Okay.
And I already have season 2 going.
That's good.
In the works, because it takes me way too long to write nowadays. And it should be entertaining, hopefully, for people.
Okay, I hope so.
So, and if it's available either to read, because some people like just to read.
Okay.
They don't want to listen to audiobooks.
Because I want to hear my voice in my head.
Yes. And I'm cool with that. Totally cool with that. And then I have, basically I'm doing an audiobook podcast, so you can get it for free. You just go to, pretty much any of the big podcast players will have it now.
Gotcha.
So it's just Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland, and you can start listening to it now. But what's really cool is I'm actually on my website, cinematicwasteland.com. If you go and join for free, you can get it a week early for free, either the reading or the audiobook.
All
for
right.
free, no strings attached.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to freaking lie here, though.
There's a link in the
There is
description.
a paid version to where you get it even earlier, if you want earlier access.
Okay.
If you want, like now, you could be on chapter 5.
And it's not just earlier access, you're actually supporting you in this project too, right?
That would be the awesome part. Because toilets don't pay for themselves.
No, they do not. Toilet paper ain't cheap.
Toilet paper is super expensive. We never know when the apocalypse is coming again.
So, I guess I know where I'm going to put my Apocalyptic Joe sticker. That's
On the
gonna go
toilet?
right on the bowl.
Yes! You're going to urinate on it. Like, it's going to be like a
I'll
target.
put it on the outside.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
It'll be on the
no,
outside.
put it as a target, man. That's cool.
So, thank you all for joining in on the stream. We did kind of start mid-stream because the beginning of every live stream, I actually reserve as an unlisted stream for members of my private Discord. So we're able to talk more one-on-one with it's easier for me to see all the comments because I know people join in. I miss comments, and I'm not trying to ignore people intentionally. I'm just too ADHD to hit everybody. So if you want to get in on the live stream early, get in on with the cool kids as the small crowd, then please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes and join at the Discord level, where not only do you get to see the live streams early, but you can be able to talk to me pretty much anytime you want throughout the week, because I'm on Discord way more than any other social media. Shop Gremlin's on there, Felicia's on there, Dan Does Junk is on there, so you're able to get a hold of all of us, ask us questions, we share pictures. It's a Discord thing, it's a community thing. So, please check that out. I would appreciate it because it helps support my supply of toilet paper.
I know, I was about to say that, so I'm glad you did. And by the way, midstream. Anyone else hear it, or was it just me?
What?
Midstream.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, it is midstream.
I think he gets it now.
Okay.
We're all good.
Yeah.
We're all caught up now.
We're all caught up now. Oh, sweet. Miss Merrimack finished her work. That's just it. It's Miss Merrimack's on the Discord, and I know what she's talking about. And so that's cool. Congratulations, Mary. DJ Stumpy asking, shouldn't we all be using the 3 shells by now? I forgot when Demolition Man was set in the future, but I do believe yes. I think it is now.
It's pretty darn close.
Back to the Future has come and gone.
Oh, yeah.
Blade Runner has come and gone.
Yeah.
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 So I'm pretty sure Demolition Man has already hit it a little bit too.
Where are freaking flying cars?
Because I think Demolition Man I don't think it had a specific date. I'm trying to remember when the movie came out, and it said 30 years in the future, I think. And it was 90, 91, 92. Someone out there is smart enough to look it up and let us know.
Hey, someone who's not on screen right now, Google it and look it up and then throw it in the chat.
Yeah. And what's awesome is, no, we still don't know how to use the 3 shells.
Well, you don't.
Well, I don't know. Happy birthday is that at Prime Reviews. It was his birthday, or their birthday, last Thursday.
All right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes. And Michael the Collector says, wow, long time no see. Hello, Michael the Collector. I've been doing live streams off and on fairly regularly during this past, not having videos coming out during my hiatus. It is true there was a point when I stopped promoting it on social media because it was always the same completely reasonable question. Hey, when are the videos coming back? The videos are coming back soon. It is unfortunate. It's the best I can say. Basically, off screen, my life took a detour. There you are. And I am getting back on track. I wasn't very good mentally. I wasn't very good in physical health. And I'm doing much better in all ways now, considerably so, to the point that I'm actually feeling inspired and feeling like I want to build things. Not too long ago, it's actually been a few months, X-Tool, the company, sent me a laser. All right, a laser. They're the big P2 laser engraver. This is the Glowforge competitor. Potentially Glowforge killer, because it does a lot more than Glowforge does. I'm finally going to actually get that set up today. It's been sitting around for months, or I should anyway. The plan is to get it set up today and start playing with it, and the laser tool. And that's all because I just couldn't get out of where I was.
Let's just talk about, we're going to take this moment to do a mental health check here for everybody. Just so you know, we don't talk about this enough.
No, we don't.
It's tough. Not only is it tough for you, like, with your personal life? But a lot of times YouTube, that pressure you had even when you're doing constantly pumping them out,
right?
That just leads to total burnout.
It does.
And it's hard because they sort of like put you in that algorithm that forces you down that path. And then if you also take a break from YouTube, if you don't release a video now for like 3 months, you're hosed.
Right.
You know, we're going to take over your money and take it away. But it's like, that's like, we need to just talk every so often about like, it's cool to go get help. It's cool to take a break.
Yeah.
You know? I personally had it happen to me last year. I had to get on meds, some happy pills, because my hand's jacked up and I can't use it properly anymore.
Right. You've
and
lost
it was
most
very
of
depressing because I need it for writing and I need it for shooting and doing everything. And like my hand still hurts like constantly. I have pain all the time and it hurts. But you know, we need to talk about the fact that like it's okay to get help. And if some guys aren't okay with saying that stuff.
No.
But it's okay, man. Yeah. You know, like everybody I think out here hopefully feels that way. You know? Yeah. Just taking a mental health break right there. Just promoting get help if you need help.
Yes. No, yes, definitely. There's other channels that actually have a sponsor where that is effectively what it's about, but of course I don't have that sponsor, so.
Yes.
But yeah, no, definitely I was not good mentally. Pretty much this time last year, YouTube was my only income. But if I wasn't putting videos out, there was no way I was making my monthly bills. And so I was burning up pretty hardcore because that was an issue, right? Week after week after week of having to do this where I'm building in shop, then I have to write the episode and then edit the episode and get it put out. And that process actually takes longer than a week. Mm-hmm. But I had to do it in a week, which meant I wasn't sleeping. And then behind the scenes, I come to find out YouTube was actually dialing down the output of pay. And not just to me, but to all the creators across the board, at least all the ones that are the same niche video thing that I'm doing, right? All the cosplay creators, the 3D printers, the makers, all of those creative type peoples making those types of videos, because of those people I talk to, so that's the only group I have any authority on, all said the same thing, that basically their bottom line was affected. They had no idea why. Some of them closed their shop and moved their productions back home. Some of them had to let employees go that they had. Some of them, actually worked themselves into the hospital.
Yeah, I can believe it.
And I was on my way for the last group there.
Well, and currently on Beyond Geek, YouTube just demonetized me because I haven't put out a new video in 3 months. And so I'm now demonetized on Beyond Geek for no reason, so they're just taking all the ad revenue off of my stuff that I do.
Why would you need residuals for...
Why would I need residuals for something I made and I put my own money into?
Right.
You know, why would I need to cover that? And it is a problem. Like, people need to talk about that one because YouTube needs to change that one. And I'm sorry I'm talking about it on your list. I should probably shut it up on that one.
It's all right. It is an issue. So all that comes about to me reading into a question that wasn't asked about why I haven't put videos out. And I've been going to cons, which is really good because I get feedback that way. I'm not in the studio by myself where I think I'm just doing bad. I'm actually getting feedback from other people. And I am interested in getting videos out again. And I've been saying this for months. So some of my people have been watching for a while said, yeah, you've been saying that for a long time. Where's the video?
What he's not telling you is he just moved.
But yeah, I just moved.
So he had some busy times. And he was also at cons like every weekend.
Yeah,
a bit.
For the past 3 months, I've been to five cons.
Yeah.
And 2 of them not in this state that required travel. So yeah. Just one yesterday, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. Yeah.
He's been going a lot.
Been going a lot.
Yeah.
And Michael the Collector, who I was sort of answering to begin with, even though it was not really his question, says, I can relate as someone whose autistic stuff can be a lot on me, rough on me. There are more average folks, so needless to say, life isn't kind to me. Yeah.
No.
Oh, and you had a family member pass. I'm sorry. That's not easy.
Yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear about. Yeah, it's tough. My kid has some problems, and that is a tough time sometimes.
Yep. Oh, Jono had a heart attack this year. Jono Maxwell, but he's had friends to talk to him and pull him out of his funk. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that would be a hard one to get out of. And Shady can relate to health because Shady hurt himself a while ago now, right, Shady? It's been about a year and a half, and still hurt his ankle. Probably very similar to what you did. Something
very minor.
Very minor, or should have been, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because I fell to the ground and somehow the side I didn't hit the ground against, I broke my arm, jacked up my hands, and messed up my shoulder.
Oh, so you landed on your right shoulder?
I landed on my right side because my glasses went into my head here and jacked up my ankle. So this must have caught the brunt of it, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just simple. And I fell from, like, floor level.
Right. He came down a flight of stairs to a cement landing, and then outside the cement landing was dirt. That was a couple of inches. That was it. And that was where you misjudged the step and went down.
Technically, there's a pallet I fell on top of, so there wasn't even a distance in between it.
Oh, so you tried to break or fall with a pallet like a stuntman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't work as well.
No.
Need cardboard boxes next time.
No, Jesus, Crazy Joe had a heart attack 2 months ago, too.
Dang! Sorry to hear that. That's tough. But hopefully you're doing better.
Yeah. Dan Does Junk says, yeah, looking back, I was friggin' nuts for doing that as long as I did. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, it's so enticing. So here we are, 2018. Odin Makes is going strong. 2019's coming up. And Odin Makes is making more than my day job. And literally sit there and talk to the people in my life. At what point does your side job become your primary job? And does your primary job become your side job based on what you're earning? And it was crazy like that. And so it's like, all right, if this is what's happening, if I just go from twice a week to putting out a video every single week, I don't have to go and put up with the BS and the management, because the people I worked with when I had my day job at that time were great. It was the management that it just didn't work for me. And that was it. Otherwise, I probably would still be there. And so, all right, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna do this and help support my family and do the thing. And it was going great for about halfway through the pandemic. And I don't think that necessarily was it.
No.
But somewhere in there, the amount of revenue coming in just started to decrease. And it just inched away slowly.
Well, my theory, and I could be 1,000% wrong on this, even though there is no such thing, is they started monetizing everybody's videos.
Right. That was so.
So
the value of each advert that was paid for became less because
you couldn't get out of it if you didn't have the levels to meet their criteria, and then. So, like, everybody had ads all of a sudden. Right.
So it used to be with YouTube, back in the day, you had to opt in order to have ads run on your channel. Having been at PBS and other places, we didn't have that on. Or they, at the time we. And then it became this, everybody's going to get adverts. Yep. And you don't get a choice.
Yeah, and it sort of sucks because I've been dealing with, Odin knows, Carl Miller, for instance. I worked with him back in the early 2000s, and we worked for a streaming company, not a streaming company. Well, we did stream stuff. I worked for a company called, not Play, you worked with Play.
I worked with Play TV,
but I worked at Serious Magic with Carl Miller, and basically Google at that time wasn't owned by, YouTube wasn't owned by Google. No. And they were just throwing, obscene amount of money, just losing obscene amount of money and basically killing off the competition.
Yes.
So basically what's happened is YouTube took and killed off the competition, and then...
Having worked for companies that did streaming media at the time, this is 2005, right? 2004?
2004, 2003.
In those dollars, it was something like $1 million a month is what YouTube was burning at that time to keep its streaming stuff going, just in server costs and energy and manpower. At that time.
Yeah, it was a lot of money, and the other companies just couldn't compete with it because they were offering it up for nothing.
Yeah, YouTube had no.
Yeah, whereas the other people were trying to go like, hey, we're gonna throw ads on it to just make it free for you, or you could pay us, to not have ads.
Which YouTube's doing now.
Yeah. So essentially, we're there. We're just there once everybody's killed off.
And so the whole ads, which ironically this stream's got ads. At this point,
but they go to you at least.
Yeah, they do.
Ad revenue, so that's great.
It is good. the ads now on YouTube channels, every channel gets ads. They don't get a chance to not have them. What it is you have to earn the status or the right or whatever to be able to receive residuals from those ads. That's how they changed it.
Yeah, but then it was supposed to be to combat like fraud, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever they spun it to make it positive.
However they spun it to be a positive. But now it's, you have to meet this criteria, plus they added on more criteria. Like I said, there's also like, you got to release a new video every 3 months or we take over your money.
I'm glad live streams count.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I'm going to somehow combat it just to be a punk. And try to get my...
That's good.
Well, no, just throw up something. Every 3 months. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe me on the toilet. I don't know.
Hey, more toilets. Hey, Demolition Man is set in 2032. He had to Google it.
Woo!
Thank you, DJ Stumpy. Being the first person who saw right that in doesn't mean you were the first one.
All we got to flip-flop is a couple of numbers there, and we're
Demolition
there.
Man was 93. Okay.
Yeah. I was working at the theaters back then.
Adaptable Gamer is a question that drives me hazy. Am I the whole world crazy? Yeah, pretty much. At least I read it right. Yeah, it has been a year and a half of injury for Shady Fox. Oh, geez. Schultz Division, his uncle got sawdust in his right eye, and he can't see anything in his eye, and sometimes is fighting infections.
Sucks. That's like my biggest fear. Right there.
And the way I read it, it wasn't something that just happened. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, Strictly Game says, I'll just record myself making coffee in the morning. Good plan. Strict Aphid's great. He's somebody I've known through Discord and through playing Among Us, and he's got a prop making channel. And, and yeah, he's a lot of fun. You're not crazy. You're going insane in a crazy world. Thank you, Toon Bryn.
I like it.
So we need to do this, but you brought a few other things that are on the table.
Oh, I just brought those for you, but you can show them to people if you want.
Well, I thought you were,
I was like, well, Odin showed up. Well, let's see if I can do this.
Can you get it? Can you get it?
I got it.
All right, here we go. We're going to do the quote. You're still out, right? No, you're
there we go.
All righty.
So basically, at my top level tier, I'm going to do a membership card because we need to. So I basically made, instead of Blockbuster, it's Bookbuster. So it's a membership card that looks very much like Blockbuster. And then you flip it over and you get the old school membership stuff. And I wrote in Odin Abbott.
What's awesome is you hold it still long enough, people can do a screen grab and Photoshop their own card.
Yeah, there you go. Go for it. Or I could just send it to you.
Yeah, that's even better.
So yeah.
So you have that. And then you've got one that's more of a playing card size.
Yeah, that's because I'm going to this writers convention called 20 Books next week. Or this week. Actually, tomorrow. So everybody's making like poker chips and stuff, and I was like, man, I'm going to make a playing card.
It's going to be in Vegas. That's the context you're not getting.
Yeah, I guess I should bring up that stuff. I've gotten like freaking no sleep. And so here's the backside, which just tells you about Cinematic Wasteland. Well, it's Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland. More specifically, which, if you read there, it's after a nuclear war destroys the world as we know it, Joe finds himself in a post-apocalypse full of monsters. So if that's something that would float your boat, you should check it out.
You also brought, here's the sticker I was talking about that I'll probably put on my toilet bowl when I get home.
Aim at.
Yep.
Wouldn't it make a good toilet bowl, aim at sticker?
That's great. And then there's another sticker you have here that's actually more the, it's the video logo or the video label right down here. It's the Laserdisc, because Joe and I were all about Laserdiscs way back in the day.
Well, so the main logo, which you can sort of see or image, is a video cassette, right? Right. So it's a VHS, and it has VHS down there. In this particular card, it doesn't. And then for podcasts, because I'm doing an audiobook podcast along with, you can read it as a web novel, I made it a Laserdisc because that stuff's square. Yeah. And I was like, how do I square out this image? And then it freaking I was like, oh my gosh, it's so obvious. Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
There you go.
All right.
So it fits the theme. And if you don't get the theme, Cinematic Wasteland.
All right.
Thus, movies involved in it.
A little bit. I'll probably put this in my water bottle. But
yeah, that one's cool. I could give you one for your toilet.
Okay, cool.
You know, it's all good.
Was that your book or mine?
That is not my book.
Okay, that's probably our notes for cosplay repair that we need to get stuff squared away with. Schultz Division says, now available on Betamax.
Yes! If I would have had more time, but I was running out of time, I had to do some wider ones and I wanted to do beta. That I might get in trouble for because Sony still might own that one.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Come here. He also gave me a pin because, pins are totally a thing. Let's see.
Be kind,
rewind. With a lot of glare. Hopefully in focus. My eyes aren't.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
His aren't either. So.
Granted, I am not wearing my glasses, so I can't see very well that far. I see well enough.
Right. Then the others here are all... that's way far away. But they're all arrows of chaos, so that's going to be fun.
It's for when Odin walks around with his butt cheeks hanging out.
That's right. See,
and if you've been around long enough, you know what I'm talking about.
That is a Guar reference.
Yes.
We were going to work on something.
We were.
Do we want to start trying to do that?
Sure, whatever, dude. Okay. I'm all good. I mean, we can do whatever.
Most of the time, I just sit here and talk, and I'm pretty happy. But
I'm okay with whatever. You know?
Well, I think we probably need to do something.
People might want to see something, maybe.
Yes, a fellow pencil warrior. I salute you. Schultz Division. So the main thing I was looking at with, you've got a lot of...
Here, we'll put that there for you.
It's just going to be a lot of washes. You know, a lot of color washes. The big thing I'm seeing here, and how this has got, this is a different color of metal, just in general. Of course, it could be what the playa did to it.
Yeah, patinaed.
It is patinaed, yeah. So we're going to need to patina the metal.
That's really the fancy name for like rust and old.
Yes, a patina is the the weathering rust and old on something. I used to
write some home improvement shows.
Yes, you did. Joe's done a lot of TV work.
One of them was with toilets.
It's a home improvement.
Improving your toilet living space.
Improving your
AKA
toilet.
the bathroom.
The bathroom.
This is the riveting part of the program where Odin tries to get the...
Well, I've been looking at this a few times, and I'm just finally like, I don't care. I really mentally need the elastic to go away so we can work on these. It would
probably be a lot better.
Yeah. So
and maybe tape off the lenses too, right?
Nah.
No? Oh, no. Okay.
Just keep wiping them down. Every time we get paint on them, we'll just clean them off, and because there's a lot of crud in the corners anyway.
Way better painter than me. I paint. I'm like, oh crap! I forgot to pull that off.
We're totally not going to pull this off. Are you kidding me?
So one of the other things that I was thinking, like in the future, I want some that look like this, so it's all good. But
you want some that are
technically in the first chapter, spoiler alert, they're actually they're going to be sunglass tinted. Oh, okay. So I want to do like a tinted pair at some point.
Oh, okay.
You
can tint these pretty easy. It's only a.
Yeah, I could. I just hand them off to my bud.
Yeah, that would help.
And then he tints them for me, and then he gives them back to me.
Well, they're not. Yes, they're not. It's not a compound curve. It's a single curve on the glass here. In fact, I'm wondering if I should. So looking at how the...
if you're going to do crazy stuff, I could go get an orange pair.
Oh, there you go. It's basically a split ring, like a key ring, attached to a couple of hoops on the side of this entire metal frame. So the brake is here at this end, and it traces all the way around. It comes back to this brake again.
Oh,
so I'm kind of curious
I see what you're thinking.
We take the split ring off, which the split ring is also what held the elastic in place. And then there's this little piece, kind of a washer. And is that going to be enough to...
pop the lens.
Remove the glass.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. And this is how Odin breaks goggles.
Yeah. There. Sorry some of that happened off camera, but there. So now we can deal with the
now you're
glass
like me
independently.
With it. He's like, there.
Oh, I'm like that all the time. You got a lifetime of working with a mirror and knowing how to work with a mirror.
Maybe drop your hand a little. There you go, buddy.
So what we're working with...
This is how we made Odin Makes, the original version.
It
before
is,
it was
actually.
Odin Makes. Hey, Odin, can you stop blocking it with your hand? And he'd be like, dude, I'm trying to work here.
No, the big one...
Can you talk, Odin, while you work? No, I'm trying to work here.
No, I'm thinking. I can't do and think at the same time. No, actually, what Joe was really good at, because I'd be working on something, it'd be 45 minutes of silence, and Joe would say, "Hey, Odin, what you doing?"
The viewers might want to know.
The viewers might want to know what you're doing. There.
Hey, that'll be easier to paint too. Nice. I have more of them.
You have more of those. You're not too worried about.
Well, if we were doing something super crazy, I only
Right.
have 3 blue that actually match the original. So these are like
these are the
super
important ones.
like.
All right.
Well, these are like like filmmaking wise. This is like. This is
the hero pair.
Yeah, this is literally the negative.
This is the close up. If you're going to set this down and the cameras can give it a beauty close up shot, it's these.
That's what I'm going to be wearing.
All right.
And
then these are actually glass. That's something else that I'm impressed with and slightly scared of, is that the lenses are actually glass, because I
ordered them from a different country.
Oh, okay.
So
where
they also might I don't know, maybe some of it's legit. Who knows?
Mm. It could be. It could be made from legit old stock parts.
Yeah. They could have just been sitting around since like World War II or something.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
They're very cool goggles, though.
They are. This is why I bought up his whole stock, and the person contacted me after I bought some more, and they're like, "Do you want just all of them?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yes.
How many you got?
We've got like 10 more. Great.
Send them to me. So I got 13 total. Nice, even.
So
lucky number.
You made sure for all the super
fans out there,
who might want to cosplay as Joe.
Oh, they can find something similar. It'll be close enough. Nobody else will know. It'll be fine. If you like it enough to cosplay, it'll be fine. Just go to the retailer with the name from the river that shall not be named. Go to them, and they have some goggles that are pretty close.
Joe's very much used to old school.
Not being able to just
TV
say what
rules.
it is. Amazon.
Where no one cares. I've tried to do that early on with Odin Makes as well.
Yeah,
it's
you're just
hint
like,
about what
screw
it is, and in the comments it's always, "Hey, where did you get the thing specifically?"
I know.
So I just gave up. This is where I got the thing.
Yeah, it's much easier just to tell people.
But the goggles themselves didn't come from Amazon.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah, these came from eBay.
But there were some. Yeah, these came from eBay.
So I'll put the glass
I'm
in
trying
there.
to remember which country. I want to say Peru.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. That's not who I would expect you to say. Why I say
It wasn't.
that's cool.
It wasn't necessary. I could be totally wrong though. It was a country where I was like, oh, okay, they have some really cool stuff to sell there.
I'm not going to bother with the split rings. Mm-hmm. Okay. Apocalyptic Silent Bob. Yep. Oh, Joe's going to mark about 500%. Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
So you bought them all out.
Yes, if you really, really like it, just go ahead and contact me, and I'll give you one made on Odin Makes for a 500% increase on what I paid for them.
There you go. Support Joe. Hey, remember when I did that lightsaber video? Yeah, it was for this guy.
And the second one sitting right there was actually built for the Beyond Geek episode as a backup lightsaber. That, we did the second one for. Yeah. Now YouTube gets all the money off that video.
Yeah. Right. That half-hour video?
Yep, both of them.
Both of them.
You're welcome, YouTube.
Yeah, you're welcome, YouTube. And this is Odin Breaks. Thank you, Ed Vixen.
Yes.
Ed Vexen. I always say Vixen. It's Vexen. I always saying the name. Well, I say a lot of people's names wrong, so.
Oh, dude. I don't even know how you get them remotely right.
Strictly Games, what are we all making today? We're trying to take the pair of the new goggles and give them a bit of a patina to make them look more like the older goggles. So we'll see how well I can pull this off.
He's going to do great.
I'm going to make it up as I go.
You better do good because I literally mentioned you. So I told Odin this, and I'm going to share a big spoiler, I guess, but it's not that
Game
big.
says I got 3 pennies. Is that going to be enough?
Nice. Yeah.
Is 3 pennies a 400% markup?
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
So I actually mention you in the series because he is sort of me, but it's like an alternate world version of me.
Okay.
And so he doesn't know you. Okay?
Okay.
So he talks about learning how to age from your videos. Because Odin's really good at aging stuff. If you guys don't know this.
This is weathering and aging,
Weathering
not just how to
and
get
aging.
older. Okay.
Yes.
Watch your videos. Age play from your
he's
videos.
great at aging. Look at him. He ages beautifully.
If you watch all my videos and fast forward, the hairline slowly creeps back.
Well, I knew you when you had long hair.
Yes.
And I had
you
short
had
hair. So we've just flip-flopped.
Right. Which is true. My hair used to be about as long as his.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got like curly, wavy going on, so you look like you got a lot more hair going on.
Maybe. I don't know. You had long hair.
Odin's looking a bit patina.
Nice.
Okay. What I was thinking about doing, because one of my favorite things, because it's easy, is to actually sponge paint. And so I was looking at taking some, mixing up a color that's close to what we've got, getting some onto the paper towel or paper plate where we wanted to use, ripping off pieces of foam that I've got. Because every build's got to have foam somehow. And then basically dry brush it with a piece of foam, just kind of, and kind of, it becomes this build it up type of a thing.
Yeah, so it's like layer on top of layer
type of a thing, yeah.
Which
and
is how you would get it naturally.
It's not a big deal if you do too much, because you can just kind of wipe it off. You can just use your fingers, and you'll just push more into the crevices, and it'll all, if we wanted to throw it into a bottle of muriatic acid, that's a little more like,
Wouldn't they just disappear eventually here?
Kind of, yeah. So what we're doing isn't going to be that destructive unless we actually want to take a rotary tool and start weathering up the backside.
I'll tell you what we could do.
Yeah?
Is I'll grab an orange pear.
You'll go grab an orange pear?
We'll try that first, and then if
Okay.
it works really well, we'll go to the blue pear. Because my orange pears are my what? If you probably see me out into the world, it'll probably be an orange pear.
Because you only have...
I only have like 3 of these, so it's like I'm super paranoid when I do stuff. I want backups.
Right.
For multiple reasons.
One of the earliest things I did for Joe was run a forensic program to... No. I was backing something up because I needed hard drive space. And so I copied off some footage that he had while we're still on the field, because I just happened to have what I needed to do that. And then you lost all the footage, and I ended up with the only outside backup.
The thing was corrupt.
Okay, it got corrupted. Oh, so it was my fault.
Probably because you were the media manager on that episode.
That would be...
But you also saved it, so...
So
we give you
I
credit.
managed that too?
Or
Okay.
he made it go bad so he would look better.
Well, that's probably what
I don't think that's what it was, though. But... Yeah, that we actually in that same episode I had to pay an obscene amount of money to fix another hard drive.
Right.
Because it was 24 hours of lemons. It was the first episode, and we lost the first day.
Yeah.
The hard drive crashed, and I had to pay to fix it. And I lost a full day of shooting for World War II over a hard drive crashing. So now everything gets backed up on 2 hard drives no matter what, right away. At separate times, too.
Yeah, and this isn't just like if I had a hard drive crash and I was down here, that would be really annoying and bad, and I would have to...
This was the P2, where you were recording directly onto the hard drive.
Joe's got a crew of 12 people who traveled with hotel rooms to go out to a location to shoot an event that's only going to happen that day. He can't have the footage go bad. Yeah.
And then he didn't have enough money to do it, right? So, no, but you know what? That was actually a better way to shoot with the P2 in a lot of respects. I mean, as opposed to switching out the cards, because you could only record so long.
So I've got a brand new bottle of paint that's been sitting in this box for years.
Are you going to shake it first or anything?
I started to. Oh, it matters because you can see on the side it's separated.
It seems a little separated. We need to keep another song right there. I'm saying to someone off screen.
No one's here. No.
No one's here.
So I've just got a bit of bet wire.
Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. Doesn't look scary at all.
It's not
like
scary
it's going to
enough?
spray out. I keep thinking it's going to shoot out at me. See, if I was doing it, I would have stuck it in and it would have been like me making milkshakes where it like shoots everywhere.
Well, all it is I bent a hoop on the end of it, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no big special. That's not quite the right spot. It'll be a little bit out of focus. There's just like a little bit of a hoop that I bent on the end of the wire, and so it doesn't have the blades like your blender does. It's just enough to get in there and agitate the paint.
So you made this yourself?
Yeah, it's just literally a piece of bent
wire. You can order them from Odin Makes. We call this the blending blender bendy.
It's Blendo, because there's nothing called Blendo anywhere. Oh, it's just a...
And if you want, he'll do it in a heart shape for around Valentine's Day. So those are special orders, though. Added extra money.
I've done this with just bits of coat hanger, put it into the end of my rotary tool, and
nobody knows what coat hangers are anymore.
No one does. We were doing the superhero episode. We had to go find a cleaner in order to buy metal coat hangers from the cleaners directly, so I could fix the superhero costume that morning. Yeah,
there's a fun one. Sage Michael again. He was not enjoying being in that outfit. No. Odin would be standing there, and he'd be getting it like in between us walking the streets. He'd want to take it off because it was just hot, right? And he'd go to just try to just rip it off, and Odin would be like, "Stop!
Yeah,
you gotta take it off properly."
Yeah, basically, you can't put it back on. You're gonna rip it up, dude.
But more importantly, that episode has helped Odin Makes a lot.
It has.
Because one of the things he does a whole heck of a lot, not foam. He does have foam in the outfit, though.
Oh, yeah.
He learned that from puppetry, or probably before puppetry.
Puppetry
was really, which we had the same teacher for.
My first playing with foam and contact cement was puppetry.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but Plastidip.
Plastidip, however, which he uses a whole heck of a lot, he got that technically from Battle Games. Those guys were doing it.
Yep.
But it was the first time you used it, if I'm not mistaken, was the superhero outfit, right?
Yeah, that's how I skinned the super outfit. After watching an interview with a guy who had a large war door shield where he had foamed a relief of a face hugger onto it, right? So it was all done on a floor mat foam, all glued together with contact cement. Someone else did Thundercast, but the video that I watched, he ended up painting it with Plastidip. He thinned out, because Plastidip originally just came in like a small Pringles can, and the idea was you'd take your tool, dip it into it, and bring it out, and you get the little vinyl coating. The original way they would do, kind of the way they do vinyl coating on tools. And then at some point, some magician put it into an aerosol can. So what this guy did was he would mix a little bit of the naphtha solvent into that thick stuff and paint it on by hand and get a couple of solid layers, and then came back with the aerosol and sprayed it. And the aerosol layer over his brushed layer would dissolve just enough of the top to get it to level back out and smooth out and get rid of the brush strokes and get rid of small imperfections. It wouldn't do huge things, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what he explained in his video. And then he went and painted acrylic on top of it. And that's why I'm still using Plastidip, is because of that one guy from Battle Games who has a face hugger on his shield. It's his fault.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it's awesome.
Yes, and thankfully a lot of other people already knew anyway, so it's not like, that was some secret thing.
No,
that's just where I learned it from.
This is where Odin discovered it.
Yeah.
This is behind the scenes of Odin Makes. Can you hear that okay?
Yeah, they probably can. As long as I'm using Ryobi tools organically in the video and not making a big deal out of it, they're happy.
Yes, you gotta love them Ryobi guys. They're pretty awesome. And they're the one.
I literally told them, how come you always put the labels so when I'm right-handed, I can see that I've got the Ryobi tool? On camera, everybody sees warning.
Yes. Why don't they just make some stickers and send them to you?
I don't know.
Or just send the tools.
Well, because each tool has its own unique sticker.
Ryobi, just open up the boxes for Odin. Throw on a sticker on the other side so you get like full dollar out of that puppy. I mean, he doesn't mind showing the Odin Makes on the other side.
Right.
But he'll totally pimp your stuff a little bit better if you throw it on the other side. Because he's not going to become left-handed.
The Odin Makes sticker is, there's a lot of other productions that come through, and Ryobi's in a lot of grip kits.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure mine was branded. Just...
Oh, so it doesn't walk away.
So it doesn't innocently walk away, yes.
That's a nice way to put it.
Right, because, if somebody wants something to walk away, it's just going to walk. It doesn't matter if it's got a sticker on it.
Well, yeah.
But it's like, that's not my drill. Yeah.
Locks are for honest people, really.
Yep.
We're mixing. It seems like an awful long time for mixing this, right?
Yeah, probably does. I'll keep talking.
No. I mean, there could be a reason for it that the people need to know.
Well, no, I'm just trying to be thorough. I could just go really quick, but these literally have been sitting. Some of these paints have been sitting in this box since Plaid sent them to me. Thank you, Plaid.
Since back when these were original.
Which this is going back to 17 or 18, so these paints are years old.
Oh, okay.
So the pigments have had a good chance to settle. And that's why I'm being a little more thorough with mixing them up.
Well, they look pretty though.
Yeah. Well, this one's got a bit of a metallic to it.
Metallic going on.
Pearlescent to it. That one's just satin brown. This one's smooth satin sand. So they're just earth tones. Looks like I have used this one before. So has this one coagulated?
Maybe.
But
you know what? Odin will take care of that.
Yeah, I'll get in the box and find another one.
Incision, doctor. He's got it.
Oh yeah,
that one dried a little on top.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like watching drying paint here,
I did that video. We joked about me doing that video last week.
Yeah.
Huh. That one might be set up.
Well, let's give it a try. See if you can stick it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I never got? Water.
Oh.
You know what I could use?
I have water here I can dump in. Do you mind my cooties being on it?
No.
Okay. Well, then I could pour water out of my drink container. I should have put my own sticker on here.
Probably.
That would have been cool. Especially since I'm not a big fan of the blue.
Not a big fan of the blue?
Yeah, I would prefer black, but my wife got these and she didn't want to use it. And I was like, I'll take the bigger one because all my black ones are smaller in size. Oh, you got water right there.
Yeah, I forgot it was over there. I don't want to do a whole lot. So let's see if we stop having whipped topping and go into paint.
It does look tasty though. See, this one makes more sense to blend for a really long time.
Oh, that's good.
He's already gotten some on him right there.
Do I?
Well, or you painted something else earlier and have it on you. I don't know.
No.
Let's see. I'll be nice while he's doing that. Oh, it's already dried. You're officially patinaed.
I'm done. Still pretty thick, but that's okay.
I think I could just use that for my milkshakes.
Yeah, if you want. It'd be better.
Yeah, I have like one of those old school milkshake makers.
Ryobi 18-volt milkshake maker.
I know. Why don't they sell it like that?
They will now.
Uh-huh. You're welcome. I have great ideas. Like, one of my ideas is that, Disney should start putting an actual lightsaber colors on the, cardboard tubes for wrapping paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you have, let's say red, and then you have, a handle in that's gray, and that's what your wrapping tube should be for wrapping paper, so you can just have a lightsaber
when you're done.
Yes, because we're going to play with it like a lightsaber.
Anyway, yeah.
So frickin' make it that, right? Disney, you can use that. Unlike, they didn't talk to us about ripping off the Beyond Geek costume for Daredevil. Season 2, by the way, look very closely at the back. It is 100% Beyond Geek. Which his name was Black Guardian, because we had to come up with a name that wasn't Beyond Geek, but the BG was Beyond Geek.
Right.
We're like, oh,
Yeah,
Dang it, the kids are going to ask at this. We probably should come up with a name. Black Guardian.
Yeah, there you
BG.
are. The costume was all black.
Yeah, it was all black. But, Daredevil Season 2, which came out after Beyond Geek Season 1 by a lot.
By a lot. A couple years.
It looks very much like the exact thing to even the head sock he's wearing. Because it doesn't make sense why a blind guy has his ears covered when that's how he sees in Season 1. Right. So they finally realized the thing we knew well ahead of time when we're actually sending someone out into the real world. You need to be able to hear. So we didn't cover his ears. But It wasn't just that. Not just the head sock. No. It goes down to the back, is nearly identical to it. I'm like, what the heck? Now, I love Daredevil, so I'm cool with you ripping us off, sure? Marvel. No!
No, you're not
totally, sure. No, I'm totally sure. I'm cool with them ripping us off. But it'd be nice if you gave us a little bit of love out of that, you know?
Well, they didn't sue you.
Well, they can't sue me since I made it first. You know? They could try to sue me. They're going to lose. So feel free, Disney, sue me. It'll help my show anyways. People will look at it and go, what? Oh, why are they suing him?
Why are they suing him? Who cares?
And then they'd look at it and go, whoa, Marvel's wrong. They totally ripped him off. I don't know if they really did, but it looks like they did. No, it looks like they did, though. Did you finally look at it?
I've seen Season 2. Yeah, okay. I haven't finished Season 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Season 2, it's like dead on in the back.
Yeah.
Like dead on. Not a little bit.
Not a little bit. A lot.
Oh, yeah. That's the giveaway. The dude who's actually made it's probably like, no.
Dude's actually made it's like, whatever.
It's like I got paid.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't care. But I would have let him use it, just to throw that out into the world. So it's all good.
So you're saying if they had asked nicely, you would have just said yes?
Well, I just like them to give me a little bit of love or something, and you a little bit of love, man. I mean, if you're gonna rip off a brother, at least give him a little bit of love, right? They're like, Odin does it all the time, so no.
No, yeah, pretty much. Odin makes our stuff all the time. It never says it's from Disney's this or no, never.
Well, you do. You technically help promote their stuff. Yeah, we can't piss off Marvel because that's your biggest videos are Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wouldn't piss off Marvel. I love Marvel, so it's all good. They're my big comic book of choice.
I totally just pushed that into the paint.
But I do buy primarily indies nowadays. Did you see the drawing Ian did for the Beyond Geek superhero?
No. Ian?
Yeah, Ian Walker.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's doing comic books now, man.
Oh, cool.
Great stuff. You should go to Art of Ian Walker and support indie artists. Yeah, he did a really cool drawing of it. It's on my Facebook for Joe Gillis. At that Joe Gillis. One.
Joe's in the house. Christensen Media. Duct tape. One in the house. Odin Sir is the only way to drink drinks. That's right. Indestructible stickers is a solution for tools. Use them to mark them. Works really well. Trash Panda says, hey there, from Monday morning. Hello, Trash Panda. He's in Australia, so it's Monday.
Nice.
Good morning, sir. James is off to work, probably a little while ago.
Well, one of my favorite sayings that my friend from Australia says is, no worries. No worries.
No worries. Yep.
Which I thought maybe was just him, but I've seen it on a lot of shows.
Okay.
I think we need to get that into American speak. And cheers, of course, for British and there, as opposed to thanks.
So I was signing up for a website thing, like a fan panel thing yesterday, and the drop-down menu says, what language are you comfortable with, right? And the program just sorted them alphabetically and made sure the top one was default. So it said English, Canadian. It's like, all right. So click, and then you get English, British. Some staff members and other people may not be fluent in speaking or writing. And then it said English, United States. Some staff members may not be fluent. Like, all right, I guess I'm going to be
Canadian. That is my father's motherland.
All right.
In fact, I was enjoying some candy from Canada just the other night.
All right. We were talking about Australian
Big Turks.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Tim Tams. But big Turks,
Yeah, from Canada.
right?
I've been eating them since I was a little kid. My wife thinks I'm crazy for enjoying them, but I think they're awesome.
Yeah, well,
Was
maybe you're
this a good
crazy.
time? Or are you
Giving it a
just
shot.
checking
I'm
it?
checking it out, seeing how well it's going to stick. Because ultimately, I'm just taking acrylic paint and putting it directly to metal, which means it's going to rub off. It's not going to stick that well, but because I'm not primering it or anything. But I don't want to primer it. This is going to be.
This is the lighter coat.
This is way too light. This
So-
would be really good for some of the dust that goes around the outside, but even that's way too light.
So is there an order of colors? Like in terms of light to darks or something you do when you do something like this? You know? Seriously?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
No, not.
Just as long as you add on some colors. That's all that counts.
If I was painting solid colors, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
You know,
I'm talking
start with
about
a
for
light
this.
base coat and everything else. For this, no, I'm just going to throw a bunch of paint at it until it looks good.
Because I have like another bunch of these to do after this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Or I just bring them here.
Because I'm totally going to just do a whole bunch more. No.
He's like, I just made a video to show you how to do it.
Joe will be taking the paints home.
I'm not afraid of doing this stuff. He knows
No,
that.
I know that you are a
Hey,
painter.
I built the walls you see in the backdrop for the lightsaber battle at the end. You know, in the comic book shop.
That's looking better.
Well, technically, you helped me build the walls.
A little, but, whatever. You were one of the few people I knew beforehand who was actually doing two-dimensional painting on canvas.
Yeah,
So I know you can paint.
yeah. That was one of our first things we did together. Was painted.
Yeah, painted the backdrop for 9
9
items.
items or less, which Odin is in the backdrop.
With a blockbuster card. Well, in the backdrop,
Well,
sorry.
in the backdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this week it should be dropping. I think it's on Tuesday. If you go to my @Joe Gillis Facebook page, there's going to be a photo from that I found where Odin, I could see in his wallet. I was looking through photos, and in his wallet there's a Blockbuster card and a Tower video card. I thought it was just perfect. So I zoomed in on that, and it's getting shared whether he wants to or not. He doesn't care.
I might still have the blockbuster card. I know I don't have
Well,
the
now
Tower
you have
card
a
anymore.
bookbuster
I have
card.
a bookbuster card.
You could just stick that in instead. Works well for like 9 items or less because when it premiered, it was with Betty Boop and Confidential, and one of the shorts was "Wanna Be a Member." That one where it has that song. Wanna be a member.
That
Wanna be
one.
a member.
Being a Rocky Horror fan, we always said that quite differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you feeling about that? Is it go time?
I'm
Shall I
going.
start dabbing?
Yeah, so what I've got is...
Actually, I'm gonna do one thing. You go ahead and keep talking
Okay.
amongst yourself.
what I've got going on... What was that? Did you guys see that? What was that? There's something in the shop! I've just torn off a small bit of foam. This is just some packing foam that I've got. And then I roughed up the edges by pulling off more corners from it. And I'm dabbing the paint on. I'm sponge painting the paint. But I'm not just sponge painting it to give it a coat. I've taken what I put onto the foam. And then, so I get a little bit on it. And then I... start to remove as much as I can from my foam piece onto a paper towel or something else until it's not leaving very much, which you probably can't see in the camera, but it's leaving. Actually, it's actually very, very fine. This would be a good last pass, and then I'm starting to just try to dab it onto the outside rubber of the goggles. That's my first thing I was going to do, because what I want to do is end up with something closer to that, where originally they're a bit grayer. And the other thing that's nice is the original goggles we're copying up here at the top, they've been smeared a few times with the fingers, so we can actually just smear the paint and it'll still look the same. Or not, because that was already dried. But one nice thing about the sponge painting is it dries quick.
I just went to get a glove. So the hand with an actual like brace on it doesn't get paint on the brace.
Oh yeah, that's what
I don't care about my hand really.
Right, but you don't want it on your brace. That makes sense. Adaptable Gamers, I don't have a Blockbuster card right now. I've just got Joe's two Bookbuster cards. My Blockbuster card is, if I've still got it, I probably do because I keep way too many things.
Oh, yeah.
It's thank you, Joe. It's in a box somewhere.
Dude, I'm just like you, so it's all good. We've both seen each other's houses inside.
By the way, Adaptable Gamers, Mariah and Aaron, Joe wants to go to the next LARP. Big zombie LARP thing.
100%. Or as I like to say, whatever percentage above 100%.
Fully.
Yeah. Now this one's sort of like filling in a lot, or I'm doing it wrong.
No,
but that's okay with this coat, right?
Yeah. Well, what you don't want to make it a solid color, because we're not trying to do that, right?
Yeah. No.
So
I might be trying to do that, but you're
it's
not
okay.
trying to do that.
No, I'm not trying to do that. I want to make sure the base coat, the base colors that are there still come through. And I don't care at all about getting any on the metal.
Yeah,
so
I'm for sure not caring about that.
Unfortunately, as Felicia and I have proven many, many times over,
It already looks better.
it's really hard to craft and talk at the same time. I can do one or the other. I can tell stories and be an idiot on camera, or I can try and do something and look like a fool on camera. And those are the two things I'm good at. I really can't do one or the other.
Gotten better at talking while doing.
Yeah, I have, actually. 10 years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry, Strict.
So I'll go get more of them just to
If you want.
spin it around.
Yeah. You got more readily available? Not way out in the car? Or?
Well, no, we'll just do these, and then once we're done, we'll see. Or should I be doing that?
Go ahead and go grab more if we're doing this. I mean,
Yeah. Why not?
why not? Why not, indeed?
Well, I need to grab the orange ones to carve up, anyways. This time I'll.
Oh, they're actually here in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they were in the room. I thought they were out in your trunk or something.
Or should I come up like Michael Myers? As the dude behind the mask. Here we go. See, here's one of these pairs.
What's funny is I took this brown that I mixed up,
Yeah.
smeared it on there, and then just wiped it off with a paper towel. And it's pretty close to the same color already.
Actually, it is. Oh, I like that. So you just wiped it off with the paper towel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just opened them up, which I'm trying to be ginger, not hurt them, but we're weathering them, so hurting them's kind of okay. And I just smeared some brown on in an area, right? And this has to be a little bit because it dries pretty quick. And then
Oh, I see what you're doing.
and I think that's probably going to get a lot of what we want.
Well, it already looks better, to be honest. Like both of them. Just not having that. What is that? A gray or something? I don't know what color.
Yeah, it's just a kind of whatever the tin, aluminum, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of that color. Mm-hmm. What's great is Felicia's talked about how this is one of the things that she really enjoys doing, is distressing garments and distressing props for shoots, trying to make something look like something else. It is kind of fun.
It is. It makes it better.
Usually, yes.
Yeah, usually.
Of course, there's the desire to, I'm gonna get the shoe polish, and no, there's no hard blacks on this, so I don't want to do that.
I did that with the Micro Mars outfit.
Yeah.
Some shoe polish.
to age it.
So I'm going to spill a little of alcohol into a paintbrush just to see if I can't get... There we go. Because it's not quite getting down into... And of course, I didn't clean the paintbrush, so I'm getting a lot of silver coming off the paintbrush. Well, I'm glad that the paintbrush that's been sitting there unclean for as long as it has is
Still
giving me paint off of it. Yeah, that the alcohol made the silver come off some more.
Oh, we should probably be doing the inside too,
Yeah,
because you want that to look like
yeah.
grungy. So do you think Carl wore these at Burning Man? I bet he
Oh
did.
yeah, I think I've got
100%.
I used to have a picture way back when you had to actually use a digital camera in order to get a picture. I had lots of digital photos of Burning Man and people, my friends there, Carl being one of them. But yeah, one of the really awesome things about having a little dog is that they need to make sure that everyone knows that everything is their stuff and they pee on everything. And if you happen to walk away from your computer while it's open and you're working on it to go do something and you come back and the dog's on the table all happy because he just peed inside the computer, killing all of your digital photos that you've had. Yeah, so that's thank you, dog.
It sounds like a real story.
Yeah, it pretty much is. It's simplified for being told, but yeah.
Less bad language.
Yeah, pretty much. And I wasn't saying Billy the dog's name in order to keep him innocent.
Yeah.
He's dead, so whatever. Not because he peed on my stuff. He had a healthy, long life.
Right.
He went out when he was done.
Yeah, after peeing on my stuff.
So what I'm trying to show here basically is here's just a single pass of me smearing paint on it versus not smearing paint on it, right? So it's just a little bit like the top half doesn't have paint, the bottom half does have paint. That's just a little bit of weathering, just a little bit of, you saw how much effort I'm putting into this.
I'm going to have so much paint on my hands tomorrow.
Yes,
when I'm at
yes
20
you are.
bucks.
Oh, don't worry about it. All you got to do is it's just acrylic. You take
doesn't matter.
if you actually take a shower,
I'm not
Joe,
gonna
and
shower.
actually wash
I'm
your
gonna
hair.
freaking show up with like some people ask me, why do you have paint on your hands? And I'll be like, well,
So does Post-Apocalyptic
so I
Joe
was
take a
making
shower?
this stuff with Odin.
So what I really, really want to know, because these are the
Yes.
questions people want to ask.
Yes.
Does Post-Apocalyptic Joe ever let us know how he goes number 2 in the Wasteland?
Actually, I kid you not.
Okay. Oh shit! Really?
it is going to be there.
Okay.
Oh man, but not till season 2. So you get to look.
Oh,
forward to
so it's
that.
all 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's a spoiler.
Oh,
And
I
it
see.
is for number 2 season.
So he's in the process of blocking out season 2.
Yeah.
He's got a little more than that.
I already
going
wrote
on.
that part.
And, you already wrote. Okay.
Yeah, I've written some of it. I'm about like halfway through with it. I haven't been able to work on it lately because, to be honest with you, I'm still trying to rewrite the first season. So I'm about halfway through. And then doing the podcast side slowed me the heck down.
Yeah. It takes some effort to actually
Especially when you have a hearing problem. Pronouncing words right. Yeah,
Pronounces
that
words
works
right?
great. Or close enough to
Wonga.
right. At least to where you can understand them. Or at least I can understand
Joe,
them.
you speak perfectly.
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 And I don't know what my hearing problem is, in case anyone puts it in the comments. I was born before they named that stuff.
Problems?
No. Well, yeah, that too. I'm talking about before they named whatever. They probably have a name for whatever my condition is. I just can't hear certain sounds.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to spell. I was in special ed for a year. And, basically failed English until college. And now I'm a writer. And I have been a paid writer for a while, actually. So
Even though all of your high school teachers told you.
that I would never be a paid writer and I should never write, which didn't help me ever try to put out a book because it's unfair.
High school teachers are there to inspire.
Yeah, inspire me not to live my dreams. They did a great job of that. All right. This is looking better. Mine's not going to be as good as yours, though. Yours looks better than mine.
Mariah came back with, "We got y'all for sure. We'll let you know about the next big mission." So,
heck
sounds like you are officially, unofficially, whichever invited to the next.
Woohoo! Sorry for those listening on headphones. Don't think about those things until I'm actually on headphones and I go, "You suck!" Freaking A.
This is my friend Joe. He sucks. Daniel Lance says, "Oh yeah, LARPing. I'm down for. I'm doing my own LARPing fun next year. Sweet." Yeah, got friends being happy with each other.
Well, now some people need to like post like where they're doing it at and maybe connect with each other online to make some buddies.
Yeah. Dan Does Junk says, "I have to wear safety goggles all the time for work. It'd be cool to have a pair of these."
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, it would. And what I would do immediately, since it is just a single bend to, the lenses, I'd cut out a piece of polycarbonate
Yes.
and then bend it because, I wouldn't want whatever plate glass that is as my safety
that's
goggles.
going in your eyes.
Yeah, no.
Which my brother did when he was like a teenager trying to catch a ball, and then it just shattered in his... But it didn't harm him, luckily. He got lucky.
I guess.
Yeah.
Here we got one person saying that his father got sawdust in his eye a little while ago, and he's still fighting infections.
Yeah.
And your brother had glasses shatter.
Yeah, sunglasses like shatter into his eyes because like he missed the ball. He should have caught it. I mean,
so if he was on the ball,
if he was on the ball, yeah, he'd be fine. My brother deserves it. He's actually a good dude, but
Most
boy,
of the time.
when I was young, he's 4 years older than me. He's the only one who got to torture me for some reason in my life.
Well, until your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm like thinking maybe
There's really not much. Yeah.
time for another color. I mean, should I do more like...
Well, I'm just
more
trying to
in
get
there?
the inside is all I'm trying to do.
Well,
at
I
the
got
moment,
sort
and,
of like that going on.
yeah.
Is that okay?
If your goggles, if you're happy with them, I'm happy with them.
Oh, I just want to make sure Odin would be like, yeah, dude. He's like,
There's no way I would put video of this out on the internet.
It's like a kid made them. Man, I go to like the high school and help them and the elementaries.
Dude, I go to high
the
school.
Elementaries and they can do better.
I go to a high school and I help set off the fire alarm.
And if you're not in America, the elementary is because I think their elementary goes longer in like England, right? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. It's
Ours
hard to
starts
say
at
because
sixth grade.
America's still using our freedom units, which is how's that is like 1 3 many. That's our counting system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, all I know is I saw like Rachel showed me a hilarious video of this dude explaining off how much better inches and miles and stuff were over the other stuff. Well, he's from I want to say Australia or England, so he can say these things. It's okay.
It is not better.
I'm not saying it is, but he was funny.
It's funny, I'm sure, but it's not better.
Hey, America. And this is where Odin mixes paint.
Yeah, I mixed some black paint. So there was a period book that I was reading at one point where time traveler goes back to medieval times, and everyone refuses to use decimal because it's just too much math, too much effort. Dozens are better because you can split a dozen in half. You can split a dozen into fourths. You can split a dozen into thirds, and you keep getting equal numbers. So he had to write himself a table up for if he wanted 10 of something, how many of dozens you know.
That works.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying they're wrong.
No. But I would never get into an argument of the
But the 10
imperial
sort of
system.
makes sense since like our fingers and toes are...
Yeah.
Well, not everybody has 10.
No.
Some have more, some have less. But a lot of people have 10 digits and 10 toes.
Yeah.
So we should really do 20s.
Yeah, there. This could go so not safe for work in a hurry.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you want to remove more glass?
Trash Panda is allowing me,
I can't do that.
reminding me, the whole two hands thing. Coffee stirrers and cat toys are the only acceptable measurements of units
Yes.
of measurement.
Yes.
How to measure your unit? Popsicle sticks. Shock Gremlin says, I was told to live to spite those who didn't believe in me. All right.
Ah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Odin was in special ed too.
I was.
But for physical.
Physical, because I broke my collarbone in high school. And it took a long time to heal because I wouldn't let it.
My kids said special ed's not the same as when we were kids, basically, now. So
Yeah, probably
they
not.
said it's a little bit different.
So yeah, I panicked and jumped off my bicycle while going downhill, and it made up a whole different story. So it sounded cooler when I did it, but no, I panicked and jumped off the bike. And of course, the I wasn't running as fast as gravity, so I came crashing to the ground and broke my collarbone, my left collarbone. 2 or 3 weeks later, going into the doctor, and he's like, "All right, I want to see how well you're healing. Can you take your shirt off? Let me see." Sure. And I just do this, set the shirt down. And he goes, "You probably want to give your collarbone a chance to heal." So I kept just moving it way too much, and yeah, it hurts. Yeah, no kidding.
Keep moving it.
So yeah, when I got to go to special ed, it was physical ed, and that was great. Actually, all my good high school friends came out of that class. All of them.
That's cool.
Yeah. Still talk to one of them. Guy that owns the cave here locally in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went to high school with that guy, and I met him in special ed.
Oh, yeah.
High school, he had asthma and couldn't go do all the heavy physical things, so he got put in that class.
They have classes for you to go to.
Yep. So for those of you just tuning in, there's a split ring on the side on the temple of these goggles. By removing the split ring, then a little washer comes off, and that lets this captive metal ring open up, and I can pull the glass lenses out in order to get down to this is teal. This isn't blue. This is green like the cutting mat. They just say, "Oh, there's an orange pair." Okay.
Oh, that one's not blue, huh?
No, this is not the same color blue. This is green like
I didn't
the
even
cutting
look
mat.
at it.
Quit looking at stuff in the dark, Joe.
Or it's more aged.
Oh, there is more age. It's fine.
Here, we can do that one.
Oh, this one too? All right.
So I only have 2 that are the correct color of the originals.
And those are the 2 you
will be
first
the
brought out.
superhero ones.
Yes.
Superhero 2.
Superhero 2s. It's okay. The difference on these are all so minimal that, I mean, the color isn't, but not a big deal. People will not call you out on this. Well, our friends here will, They'll call us out on everything.
I know. It's what their job is. It's the internet, dude. Freaking gonna make fun of us.
Schultz Division, who's in the Netherlands, right?
My
My dad had an old Triumph motorcycle and had to get a special pair of tools to fix it because it was in inches, but not standard inch.
What does not standard inch mean?
I'm not sure on that one. That's
You need to explain that one, because I like the idea of that. That's what I'm going to start using, not standard inch.
Crazy Joe 67. What's this now?
That's awesome.
I'm missing it. Crazy Joe. He says both my legs are amputated, so I have way less. Laugh out loud. What?
Oh, he's talking about digits.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, Shady Fox who hurt his ankle. He's supposed to be walking with a cane. Of course, he spelled cane wrong, which is all good. I'm not making fun of you, Shady. I actually enjoy your the spelling you use, because sometimes you say things you don't mean. So he's walking with Cain from Cain and Abel.
Oh, nice.
I'm sure that's a whole different experience.
Well, yeah, if you want to live.
But
Wait, it was Cain that killed. Yeah, Cain killed.
yeah.
Abel.
Oh yeah.
It's Sunday. We're spreading some gospel talk there. All right, here we go.
So we're running out of my little crazy mixture of
Yeah,
stuff. Huh?
yeah. Well, we put like a lot on the napkin, probably.
Oh no, we do. You actually waste. If you're concerned about it, you're wasting more paint than you're putting on your project.
I'm not concerned. It's your paint.
There you go. The whole point is the final product, not how little or how much paint you're using.
That's true. That's true.
Well, primarily it's just the dark brown color, and then I added a little bit of the cream and a little bit of the metallic. And honestly, I'm not even seeing the metallic, but whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. There's no shininess to it, but it's probably there.
It is probably there. Get it off the end, so I'm not putting my dark brown into the cream color, because I totally did this out of order.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I'll put a little bit over here so you can get some highlights on it.
This is where Odin makes his paints now.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Part 2. Well, you can see that I never clean my palettes from mixing paints. You know, they just slowly fill up with solid, Detroitium or whatever that stuff's called. Put a little gold in it.
Yeah. I still do art technically. Just way slower now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did the Post-Apocalyptic Joe.
Yeah, you've done all the other artwork.
Yeah. That is my drawing.
So, how is it drawing a caricature of yourself?
It's better than listening to myself.
I believe that. That was one of the fun things. I know Strict Aphid's aware of this too. Is editing with your own voice. It's like, oh my God, just shut up, Odin.
Yeah. It's interesting. Whatever how the ear versus in head function works, and how you sound versus what you really sound like. You're like, is this really me? And everybody's like, yes, that's really
you. You sound like that. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's not that bad. I've gotten used to hearing myself.
Yeah, it does. It takes a little bit, then it just becomes that guy on screen and no longer.
Well, it's funny because I do voices in the audiobook,
good.
some different voices. Oh,
Okay.
not all good, but some. Well, one of the guys.
Just keep going, Joe. You'll get it.
Yeah. One of the guys I freaking like, the main other guy at the beginning, I freaking love doing his voice, and I'm like, he's great. Whoever did him did a good job.
Oh yeah, because it's
my
voice.
That's me doing him. Oh, freaking A. Well, I guess I just don't like my own voice. It's like, I want to hear more of him. Which he sounds like a cross between a surfer and Keanu Reeves.
Totally.
Yeah. It's just the voice I decided to do.
Oh, okay. Schultz Division talking about the tools. He has no idea where the tools came from. We just bought him the set, but the inches weren't correct, so we had it imported from England to fit. Try to find a picture and post it in Discord. Yep. Oh, and Danish. Sorry!
Oh,
Sorry!
snap.
Sorry! Oh, damn it.
How dare you?
Oh, probably very.
Netherlands is nice, though, dude.
Yeah.
I will say that.
You've been. I have not.
I have. It's a beautiful, beautiful country.
I have gotten some Chinese-made tools that claim to be inches, and I'm sure were, but it was whatever equivalent, and they just sort of slapped an inch label on it and called it good.
Yeah.
And that's probably something very similar.
Probably got it from Wish. Poor Wish. They get the brunt of things. Actually, I got some really cool, posable figures from Wish.
Oh, okay.
But I do understand some of the jokes, because you order something and it's not bad. It's just knowing that you're going to get not.
You wish you got something good?
No. Sometimes it's just size difference is humongous, because we're ordering a size we think's going to be a certain size, and it's
Right.
not.
Okay.
You get it and you're like, oh, that is not my size. But I did like my posable figures for art.
Oh, the art mannequins. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those, and those turned out really well.
Oh, okay.
From Wish.com.
This episode
I
is
went
totally
on
not
to-
brought to you by Wish.com.
But if you want to sponsor Odin, please feel free to contact him. He is not Pearl Jam. He is not sponsored by no one. He'll take the sponsors.
You know what I like? Paying bills.
And if you are a pain pill manufacturer, you guys have gotten a pretty bad rap recently. You might want to sponsor Odin. They're like, I don't know if that's what we want.
I don't know. I was trying to say paying bills, but
paying bills!
You heard something different,
I heard
Mister.
pain pills.
I got a hearing problem. But that's all right. It was funny. We'll all use Joe's disability for humor.
Lots of people do.
don't even think about it.
I know. You're like, freaking, I've heard you enough for long enough, dude. Wow, this is awesome.
Okay, good. Glad you're happy.
Yeah, it's going very well.
So I'm smearing some brown around the edge of the orange
Oh, that's a good idea.
to help obscure the fact that this is a slightly different color.
Yeah, that's a great idea, dude.
And then what I was thinking about doing next was as light as possible, taking a little bit of just the straight cream and going back and just hitting some of the
edges, like it's worn off.
Because wherever the original one is now,
The
over
original
here.
one's right there. Oh, did I put paint on? I don't want to put paint on. Okay, there we go. Well, for everybody to see, barely.
Barely. It's a little. It's 4
It's
pixels.
a tiny blip right there. You're just gonna have to trust us.
It's something. It's real. It's really there.
So we do the white paint. Are we also adding on any other colors, or is that
Do you
just?
see?
some-
I don't really
I
see
don't
the
know
other
if there
colors.
is anything
What-
other.
The other thing I was looking at doing is maybe adding a little bit of black across the top because there's some smear across the top. Not a lot.
Oh, I see rubbing like
But
right
but
there.
even then, what I ended up doing was taking a little bit of the rubbing alcohol onto a clean part of the sponge and just start wiping some of the paint off, and that got me pretty close to the same look.
Yeah.
It's just the base coat isn't black, so it kind of
Yeah.
gets it down to being gray.
That looks
The base rubber. But as far as knowing how exactly perfect something has to look for film and video and we're fine.
100%. That's always my favorite thing is going somewhere where they have like props and replicas. It's really easy to find the props versus the replicas because the replicas look nicer than the props.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. So I went on like the set of Jag, and I was like, right when I think they were doing like the pilot episode, and it looked horrible on the ship. It just looked so janky, but it looked great on film when they were done with it.
Right.
Whereas like Deep Space Nine, I got to walk like the promenade.
Right.
They built that nice.
Yeah,
that looked really
They
nice.
knew this was the existing standing set that was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
stay there for the years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they built that really well, and it was pretty cool because you could just like everything was not where you thought it was, but it was all interconnected sets
Right.
off of the promenade, and it was just how they walked to it made it feel differently on the show.
Yeah,
you know,
that makes
'cause,
sense.
you know, like Quark's bar was much closer to I forgot where because it's been a long time.
Right.
I know that I broke something in Dr. Bashir's office because wasn't supposed to pick up stuff.
And you did.
Oh, of course I did. Then don't let me go on set. There's a reason why they don't allow people on sets.
Because Joe.
Freaking, you take me to a Star Trek set, I'm going to start playing with crap. I'm sorry.
So only once that while working at Play did I get to go and do the Paramount tour, right? Happy to be down there, happened to have the time. So me and Mark Bernard took the tour, and they were in process of shooting First Contact.
Oh, okay.
So while we're doing the tour, there's Borg stuff everywhere, which is like really
That
cool.
would have been awesome.
That was way cool. And then a truck or something had to go by while we were doing our walking tour portion of it. So we had to step aside to let the truck go by for safety. So they back us into an open stage door. So I turn around and, I'm in Bashir's office.
Well, that's awesome because they don't allow people into that area. They don't take you there normally.
No.
Because like the lady who showed up to give me the tour, she was like, hey, I was told just take you wherever you wanted because I accidentally showed like my short to some Paramount execs and they're like,
Right.
hey, if you want to come down, I'm like, yes, I know what's
yes, I
filmed
do.
there. so they let
Yes,
me
I
go
do.
anywhere, and I was like, Star Trek, let's go see all those sets first. But it was like they don't let people normally in there. They hide that stuff. In fact, if you like the writers' building and stuff like that, and everything is not where you would think it would be back there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. I had the same experience with like a Cardassian. So
Right.
he was like,
Right.
he was straight up, the Cardassians are super serious.
Yeah, there's
And some
big
just
guys.
dude going. And I'm like,
Star
dude,
Trek.
I know if I was him, I'd have that exact same face walking around. But I'd be trying to do it while shooting, and they'd be like, stop smiling, Joe. And I'm like, I'm just happy to be here, you guys.
I can't.
But yeah, that was it was hilarious. And then Robert Patrick
Right.
Not Robert Packard. Robert.
Oh, Picardo. Yeah,
Picardo.
I knew who you meant, which
Yes,
is funny.
I'm talking about Terminator here. Yeah, he was out smoking a stogie. I wanted to talk to him because I've been a huge fan of him since.
Everything.
Yeah, but
Explorers.
but freaking like gosh dang it, the one with him as the alien. You know the name, and right now it's escaping me.
Did I just say Explorers or different?
Oh, Explorers!
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, that's what I thought.
I just wasn't listening because I was trying to think of the name. Man, he is genius in that.
Yeah, because he plays all the aliens.
Yes.
Of course, there's only 3, but
It doesn't matter. He's genius.
yeah. So yeah, all I'm doing is taking some.
Oh, is that the Uganda white here?
Put a little bit of white. It's a little too much white, but I can always just put more brown on top of it.
Yeah.
But I'm also the brown that goes around the outside. I've got a little bit of rubbing alcohol I put onto a piece of clean foam.
Yeah, not
and
this
I'm
one.
just tear off a new piece. You do that, right, Joe? And
Sort of. I did it. Okay.
just wiping it down, getting it back down, and it's making the base color peek through.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that's on the original a little bit.
So
I'm doing that across the brows. I just poured a little
it
bit
on
directly
there?
onto the
Okay.
sponge. Mine's probably already mostly dried off. No, it's not. It's still wet. I'll put a little bit on the cheek too.
It's a lot of toilet humor going on here.
No, it's the cheek in your face, Joe. Butthead. She's been in way too many wrecks. Yeah, Dan, going back to us talking about having to edit ourselves, and Dan says, oh yeah, that's true. I really had to get used to how I sound while editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
100%.
It's not easy.
No. I'm just like, man.
Shady Fox.
I feel like I just took
Eventually.
off more. Dang it.
Oh yeah, Schultz division. So the question then is your voice pitched higher from what you think you are, or from what you're used to? I'm trying to read it, but said it wrong. So the question is your voice pitched higher from what you're to what everyone else hears? Just had this talk with another stream like 2 days ago. So is your internal voice pitched higher or lower than what you hear on?
I think it's higher. I don't want to say. I want to think.
I think mine's a
Maybe
little
it's
bit lower.
lower.
Mine's a
No,
little
it
bit
should
lower.
be lower because you're sort of dampening the sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not much, but just a little bit lower.
You know what's sad is I've never thought of that. I think about pooing though, which we've established.
Yes, we've established. So Joe had to do a talk about how to correct video, how to make things look better, how to do color correction through multiple layers of miles of haze from helicopter footage that he was able to get. And it all comes back to, well, this looks like poo. So we did the thing, and then it looked like poo. And then it looked like poo. And you just start counting them off in the background. It's poo, poo.
It's a
poo.
drinking game if you
For
drink.
a guy who doesn't swear, poo comes up a lot.
Yeah. That's a good description of it, though.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty accurate.
It did look like that.
Yeah. So I'm also around the edges, just getting the paint wet with,
Yeah, and then you could sort of scrape it.
and then scrape it. Yeah,
Like I
and it's
did a
giving
little right there.
Yeah, and it's getting some really good. It breaks it up really good. I might want to go back. I mentioned this before, but I'm trying to put a little white on the numbers, and I got too much, so I'm gonna go back over it with some brown and knock it back down.
What can brown do for you? No, nobody thought they were going to wake up and see you painting goggles today, so they're just all happy.
Some of them might if I talked about doing this last week.
Oh, well then, I'll take that back. That shows I didn't watch last week's live
Well,
stream.
why would you?
I was a little busy. Trying to get some audiobook stuff done.
Yeah, well, good.
Oh yeah, that's freaking
pretty cool if you go the right direction here.
Crafting with Odin. Haven't seen this for a while. Laugh out loud. Thanks, Steve. Thanks. Yeah.
But more importantly, I'd like to point out one thing to all the viewers. Do you see what we're using? Even painting, we use foam.
Did you expect me to do something different?
No.
Okay.
I don't expect it. I just think it's hilarious.
Nobody
No matter what,
expects
you get foam in your
Getting
stuff.
Foam.
It's like freaking like, he's like, I gotta work the foam in somehow. Man,
At this
what's the
point, yeah, I
angle?
kind of do. It's a joke. But
What's the angle here, guys?
so all the little side pieces, I'm going to quickly just hit with some brown so there isn't a clean spot.
Oh, I get it.
Meanwhile, I'm painting my fingers.
We're both gonna have brown fingers.
Is that more toilet humor there, brown fingers?
I guess it is.
Okay.
It is now. Wasn't intending it, but I'll take it. We're gonna have to bug some Captain Carl here, who is also mentioned in the behind the scenes of my book. that
Only
I
in the behind the
recorded.
scenes?
Well, he inspired something in the book.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what.
That's
you
fine.
gotta actually. You gotta get to chapter.
Your good buddy
something.
Odin hasn't bothered to listen to chapter 1 yet.
He will.
Yeah, you will.
He's been busy too. And I just contacted him this week about it.
Oh, really? What did Odin say?
He said he was busy.
Oh.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Who is this? How did you get my number?
This number has been disconnected. Please try your number again. No, I waited because I know Odin is an audiobook person. So I had to wait till I had enough the audiobook stuff ready to go for him. Because I've had the written stuff ready where I could have let him read it a while ago, but that's not how he does his stuff.
No, not really. I do read. You know, obviously
Well,
I
I
doom
know,
scroll all the time, but
Yeah.
and I've read lots of books. I think the
Oh, I know.
trying to think, what was the last book I read in its entire? Might have been The Martian. Might have been the last one I sat down and read. Even then, it was still on my phone, but I actually read that before I listened to the audiobook. Yeah, and long before I saw the movie.
Well, he did. He was originally sort of a chapter by chapter release initially too.
Yes, Andy Weir did. You are copying what Andy Weir did.
100%.
Because it worked once.
It can work twice.
Yeah, it can.
It works more than twice, but other people do it. Heck, like some of the most successful people out there do it, like Zogarth and stuff, and all those guys. A lot of game, like lit RPG guys. They make bank doing that stuff.
Lit RPGs. This is like
Literary
not
role
Illuminated.
playing. No.
So literary role playing. Hey, you explained it to me once because I had never heard of it before, and obviously, if I haven't heard of it, nobody else has. Would you explain what a literary RPG is?
You just think about it like you're reading a book with. Well, you heard me listening to one dungeon. I have.
I'm trying to prompt you to answer the question to the viewers.
Well,
Hey,
whatever.
Joe, we're doing a live stream podcast.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is he finally listened to one, and I was trying to promote that person because they're a pretty funny dude.
So what is it?
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay, what is literary?
So,
RPG?
that part. I don't know. You just asked two questions, I thought.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like thinking about adding in some game elements to your reading. Okay. So a lot of times they're pulled into an environment that has sort of a gameplay element to it. So you'll have like hit points and various things that could be involved. But a lot of times it's leveling up and all these things. But there's a lot more game components to it, and you'll see that stuff pop up as you're reading the book. So people love that stuff.
Okay.
My book's not that.
Book's not that. All right.
Because why would I choose the thing that's super popular right now? That'd be too easy.
Would it?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. I just didn't want to go there around.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mine's sci-fi.
Yours is sci-fi.
Primarily with some horror and post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, that's a genre I like.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we're working on post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Odin likes it just because the stuff's all worn out, and so
Well, you know,
it's
a lot of it,
cooler
yeah.
looking stuff that way.
Yeah, a lot of it. But yeah, I just enjoy the post-apocalyptic. I enjoy sci-fi. I enjoy. Yeah.
Who was the better Mad Max?
So is this. Voice a pitch higher. You have a nice Halloween. Yes, I did. Thank you. It was a nice, quiet Halloween. I enjoyed it a lot. Nobody showed up. It was wonderful. It had no trick-or-treaters.
Did you dress up for Halloween?
No. No, it was... So, for those of you who don't know, I have a YouTube channel where when I'm actually putting videos on a regular basis, I'm making all sorts of cosplay props. I go to a lot of cons. I dress up at cons on occasion. Usually I dress up like a guy from YouTube. And that really feeds my want-to-wear a costume need. And so when Halloween rolls around, I just kind of hide.
Well, also a lot of years, what he's not mentioning is a lot of years he has to help other people with costumes.
Yeah, a lot of years I did. And it used to be, when I was young, that was the pinnacle. That was the holiday coming up.
Yeah.
Here it comes. It's Halloween. It's the most important. I think Rocky Horror Picture Show was the first one that really, that became every weekend I could dress up as something different and have somewhere to go and screw around. And so at that time, Halloween started becoming less important because I was already getting it out of my system. And still am. So I did not dress up for Halloween. Muhammad Salih says, great channel. Well, thank you. Ace is here. Greetings and salutations. Hello, Ace. Thank you for making a live stream. Hey, it's Joe. Joe Gillis from Beyond Geek, Ace. We got Eddie. What is Eddie?
Eddie! Speaking of Rocky Horror.
Oh, Eddie, speaking of Rocky Horror, thank you. Yes, Eddie with us. I was totally Eddie and Dr. Scott in Rocky Horror.
No way.
Ed Vixen. So, Joe, Odin has a Mecha Godzilla. What do you have, Joe?
Me?
Yeah, I've got a Mecha Godzilla costume that I can wear. Joe, what have you got?
Well, I actually have built a costume that is big like that, but I don't have it anymore because someone said they were going to return it to me. I built that. That was awesome. But what I have...
Not bitter at all.
Not bitter at all. What I have is... the past few years I've been... I was Michael Myers.
Right.
Which, if you guys watch Odin Makes, you saw that costume when he built a knife.
Yes.
A butcher knife.
Yep.
Because I'm the Michael Myers there. I also built a version of, because if you don't know this,
It's just behind the scenes. So
Captain Kirk's mask is Michael Myers' mask.
when they went to do the Halloween movie, they wanted a basic human face, and there weren't very many at that time. So when they went to the mask shop, just buying a pre-made one, they brought out 3 masks for him to choose from. They brought out William Shatner, Captain Kirk, and they brought out Spock, and they brought out Nixon, and that's all they had. So they went, well, we'll go with Kirk.
Yeah, and it was cool because the unaired Beyond Geek, I interviewed one of the guys that was actually there.
Oh, yeah?
At that time, Robert Short, who...
Oh, yeah.
You guys might know him from Beetlejuice. He won an Academy Award for doing Beetlejuice and Splash.
Yeah.
He was the guy who did the tail for Splash.
And has since become the...
grandfather of mermaids, basically.
yeah, he is the official mermaid guy. But anyway,
Not because he's old.
no, but because...
Just grandfather meaning more like the originator.
Right, of the current modern
The OG.
version of mermaid tails.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he made the urethane survived in the sea. Daryl had a mermaid tail. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there and he confirmed all that stuff because I like to confirm my stories.
Yeah.
And
That's right. I think that's where I heard that story specifically.
Maybe.
Because I didn't hear the part about Nixon before.
Oh yeah, because you were there filming it that day. Yes.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate being part of Beyond Geek.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. Robert Short's great.
So I decided to go ahead as a costume. I'd never seen it done before. I turned some coveralls into the classic Captain color of goldish, yellowish color. And I made a Captain Myers.
Yeah.
Which Odin then let me... I just took his knife and gave him some...
Yeah. scratch.
some scratch. in
You did.
return.
You were actually very generous. I appreciate it. At that time, I really needed
So
it.
I now own that knife.
Yeah.
But yes, that was that's been my costumes lately. Before that, I'm trying to remember what I was last before that though.
You went as World War II because you had all the garb from the
yeah.
shooting, which, you know,
do.
because
My dad's mad at me for that.
it's going to come up a lot. Hey, I had this left over from a production, so I wore it as a costume.
Well,
You paid for it.
I chose specifically to have the uniform Dan wore that I wanted, which was really pushing it for being in Lloyd's particular
Oh, okay.
group. But I did check with Lloyd, and some of the guys had it because I wanted the paratrooper outfit.
Right.
So I did check with a World War II vet, and
you
he
got-
was cool. with
Yeah.
it. But my dad got mad because I didn't choose the 101st Airborne, which is who he served for in
Right.
Vietnam. He's like, "Why didn't you choose that?" And I'm like, "Because we chose the guy who we filmed." And he goes, "Well, you can change it now." And I said, "Nope."
Nope, because now it's screen used.
Yes. Well, more importantly, now it has a different meaning for me. And
Yeah,
it's
okay.
not that I don't respect my dad.
totally
at all.
don't respect
Yeah. I just would, at some other point, make a different one that's with the 101st Airborne. But I do get to dress up more often with Beyond Geek
You do.
than I do in the real world.
And Felicia's helped you with some of the stuff that's coming up.
She made a mermaid tail for me.
Yes.
So in this hidden episode that will eventually come out, that's who made my mermaid tail, and she'll be
Felicia,
on screen
yeah.
showing it to me.
Which is also why we got to talk to Robert Short, because Mermaid Tales.
Yes, great excuse for it. Which is really funny because I love Beetlejuice, and asked him like nearly nothing about Beetlejuice.
Which at the time he kept getting phone calls because it was the very beginning of the Broadway show happening or
Yeah.
something. He kept getting calls about Beetlejuice
Yeah.
while we're interviewing him.
Well, I talked to him more about like so he has some loves off to the side. He loves
Oh, yeah.
VR.
He loves, yes, that's
Yes.
right. I forgot. He loves VR.
He's doing that
He's doing a
stuff
lot of
on the
environments
side.
VR, and then Man from Uncle.
Yes, Man from Uncle. He's a huge fan of Man from
I've
Uncle.
still got the Man from Uncle card he gave me.
Yes, same with me. That's the cons he would go to growing up was Man from Uncle
Yeah.
cons. So it's so cool that you get to meet some of these guys, and they of course are fans too. They're humans. They're just normal people,
No,
but we sometimes don't think of them that way.
totally not normal. These are not normal people. Sorry, I grabbed yours and we're just sort of doing it.
No, dude, you're making it great.
I'm also kind of going, well, we managed to talk our way through most of the stream.
Oh, how close are we?
We're getting down
Well,
to this last little bit.
well. Are we really, or are you looking at the clock based on?
I'm looking
time
at the
went
minute
back?
hand. I don't care where the hour hand is.
Oh, you don't?
Well, the minute hand hasn't really changed much.
Oh, okay. Got it.
The hour hand is different.
Yeah.
Because I have not set my mechanical clock back because I like mechanical clocks.
Well, it just happened last night.
Yeah, it did. And
At some point, we could just
actually,
stop.
I totally
this, by
forgot
the way.
about
That
it
would
this
be
morning.
nice.
It was great.
Yeah, but you got an extra hour.
Yeah, I
sleep
did.
then, right?
I didn't have to worry about it because I knew like almost everything but my stove was going to remember. So
I stayed up later and wrote emails leaving out times.
Yeah.
Well, at least I tried. Right? A for effort.
A for effort. Why would you want to promote the fact that you're going to be on someone's like little rinky-dink live stream?
I know. I send out an email and freaking forget the biggest component. The time it starts. But then I'm thinking, you know what? Who cares? I mean, it's just going to be, they can just watch it anytime.
Pretty much, they
Really
catch it
no
later.
big
The,
deal.
the real trick is when you say you're going to start at noon and you realize you're sticking this out into the wild where anyone anywhere can see it. Who's noon?
That's true.
Trash Panda, it's already Monday.
It's the great joke in the End of Days, which wasn't like my favorite movie with
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
right.
One of the best jokes was like, so is it midnight like New York?
Right,
or
that's right.
midnight like, I forgot what he said, LA or whatever.
Making fun of old prophecies. At
Yeah.
midnight, da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da. But which midnight?
Which midnight?
And if it falls on that day, who does it hit? Does it like just randomly just crawl across the earth on the right day? You know?
Yes.
These are things we think about.
So I'm still only basically doing sponge painting. I'm
go.
just
Here you go,
slowly.
Dad.
I've got. Thank you. I got some brown that I mixed up a little bit of metallics into, and just kind of made my own muddy color. Turned out that's all I needed on almost all of it, which I was expecting it to mix up a separate gold color for the metal rim.
You can do that a lot better than I can. Bunk hand don't work.
Bunk hand. Oh, as far as using the bunk hand to open up.
Yeah. That doesn't work as well.
So what I'm looking at is, like you were saying, this already pretty much looks good enough. And yeah, I'm thinking you're right.
Yeah.
I'm adding a little bit of black in here to
I
make this darker.
like the black ad.
And then it's also rubbing off the rivets and things.
Did you like how I scraped the paint and stuff? Did
Yeah.
I do a pretty good job there?
Yes, you did.
Thank you, sir.
No, you did. It got to a point where, as I'm working on it in front of me, I lose track of which one's which. So yeah.
Yeah, I bet people think I don't do any of this stuff, but we used to build props and crap together.
Yeah.
So more potty humor.
Yes.
Not crap. We didn't ever build crap.
No, just lots of props.
Cans, lots of
yeah,
cans.
lots of cans. One of the earliest props that Joe and I got together using foam for was a joke in his supermarket short film called 9 Items or Less. Yes, you can find that online if you go look for it.
Featuring you too in there.
His brother was the clerk who got finished stacking up giant cans of beans.
Not my brother. No,
That wasn't your brother?
No. That was Mike. Mike Eby.
Okay.
Great guy though. He is like my brother, but not from the same mother.
So Mike Eby, who's totally not Joe's brother,
From
in the
another
story,
mother though.
classic story thing, right? You stack up this whole can, stack it way over his head.
Yeah.
He's happy with himself. The shopper, who's Joe, comes by and grabs one off the bottom, and it all falls on him. So we had to make foam cans that could fall on Mike and not hurt him. So yeah, the first props I'm making with you was foam.
I think I was more worried about the supermarket floor. Than
Oh, okay.
Mike.
Then Mike. Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I was worried about Mike.
And of course, if you watch it, you can totally see this. The stack wasn't unstable. It totally, because we all know that, right? You grab one for the corner or the bottom, it's not a big deal. It's unstable, but it doesn't automatically fall. So if you look at the table, I'm just off camera and I have to lift the table to make it fall, so you can totally see the table.
If I remember correctly, you were like, "Do you want something where it's we work on a different way to make it look better?" And I'm like, "No, I want because back in it was a silent film, so back in the silent film era, it fit a little bit better to what would have been on screen, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what they would do. You know, you'd see the guy falling out that's looks obviously like it's just a stitched up body being, with stuff probably with hay or something in it, being thrown out of the car, and then they do it like a jump cut, and then the guy would pop up and he'd be,
Yep.
But it looked obviously bad.
I totally haven't done that on my channel.
Yeah, so you know me. I like cheese. Surprisingly,
I like cheese too.
Yeah.
Hey, cheese. There's a user named Cheese that watches this later on.
Nice.
Real nice guy.
Well, that's with my horror. That's as close as you get. It's more like
cheesy horror.
Oh, of course, man. There's nothing if you're looking for serious anything in my stuff, it's just not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. You're just going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, in this particular one, I have done serious, but not in this.
Okay, that went on way too thick and came off way too easy.
Odin's figuring out things, people.
Yep.
This is how it works. This is how he does his stuff.
Yeah, there's the basics of, I'll sponge paint it. But then you actually have to get into doing it.
I like it, though. He's going in the right direction.
Thank you.
So, tinting a pair.
Tinting a pair. They're glass, so all we do is grab some of the window tint that I've left over.
Oh,
from,
you have some?
Yeah, I bought some to do Xavier's.
When's that live stream happening?
Oh, this was years ago. This is when I did the.
I was talking about for doing my tinting.
Oh.
Just kidding. Odin tints glasses today. Not as exciting. Not at all.
I'll have everybody who knows what they're doing tell me about how I'm doing it bad, because
Pretty much.
that's how that one's gonna go.
Yeah. A lot of critiquing.
Yeah. which is fine.
It is and it isn't, because there's a lot of different ways to do things.
And this is
That's
how
how Odin does it. You should see his car. Lots of bubbles in his tint job. No, he doesn't have a tint job like that.
No.
Those are always hilarious to me. Like someone's driving a really nice car and they have like the worst tint job. I'm like,
I know.
Dude,
It's like,
couldn't you afford a tint job in that car? Because that car costs a lot.
right? What the heck is this?
That car costs more than my tires. No.
Bought tires. That was way more than I thought it was going to be.
I know. No, yeah, everything's more than it used to be. We're in California, so our gas is mighty expensive. But in some countries, it's probably just as bad as here in California.
Oh, for sure. No, it is.
But if you go outside California in the United States, gas drops drastically. We're in the well, we finally dropped into the 4 range. We were in like the 6 range for a while.
Well, it's because we have over $1 or
gallon.
so in tax. Yeah.
Well, but in other countries, in all fairness, they'll do like liters. So like it may
some
look better than it, but it adds up to be horrible. Yeah. Like every year we'd go to Canada, and that was definitely where you're like, huh, how many liters to a gallon?
Like 3 point something.
And in the comments, point out how wrong he is.
Yeah,
no,
please.
I'm just kidding.
Because it's, totally, everything totally just matches up. And I'm still on the first one.
You're doing great. No, that looks pretty good. He's adding a little bit of like gunk to the edges that would be naturally...
lot more subtle on that one. So
naturally
let's give that a chance
through.
to dry, and then I'll come back and just see how much I can wipe off, and maybe it'll calm it down a little bit.
They're pretty reasonable, though. You know, they're all a little different. They're all little unique, just like us people.
So as we get close to closing this out, and I have to reassemble these guys, do you want to go grab a totally clean pair? So it's easier. Do you have one more pair here that's totally clean?
Yeah.
So if you got one,
you want to do the Ryobi tear up tool, aging tool.
I wanted to have a before and after.
Oh, you can do that too. Details.
But if you want to like tear one up.
Oh, I'm cool with tearing one up.
But,
yeah, I got more.
Joe's got more. Thank you, Joe.
It's probably on screen on the side.
Yeah, whatever.
We're making TV.
Yeah.
We're like professionals.
If you get paid to do it, you're a professional, right?
I've been a professional for a while then. Yeah! That is actually pretty much the definition there. Because some professionals aren't that, let's say, awesome at what they do anyways.
Francisco Silva.
Dang! Double than ours? Oh, I feel sorry for you. I can...
Wow. Yeah.
Woo!
I knew it was higher in Europe.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I'm enjoying Francisco Silva's joking about cringy waifu stickers on cars.
So if it's double, I hope you live in a country where you can like take some other means, like a London that has a great tunnel system to book around. It's like New York. It's really easy to get around. That's why we have smaller cars. No doubt. I think it's time for a motorcycle with those prices, or a moped or something. With some like 50 miles to the gallon.
Godalope is here. Hey, Odin and Joe. Hello, Godalope.
Hello!
Took me a while to notice comments, but hello. Got to meet Godalope in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
We've also got Steve D. I haven't seen you laugh so much in a long time, Odin. Sorry, Steve. Yeah. It's like daylight savings joke and national treasure. We didn't miss it yet.
No,
Yeah.
we would like to get rid of it. We voted to get rid of it. Just people don't necessarily listen to us.
Right. Was your gas prices in America definitely do not affect what and how people drive? No.
Oh, no.
No, Dan does junk.
I saw a Hummer recently, and I'm like, what the heck are you thinking, man? So they can get like 6 miles to the gallon or something?
No, that's when it starts becoming gallons to the mile.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, man, just seems like a bad idea. 6 pounds per gallon in the UK. That's definitely more expensive.
Yeah.
Sadly, your pound has gotten closer to the dollar, which I appreciate for purchasing stuff, but it sucks for you.
Yeah.
Like, I love buying Blu-rays from Europe because I'm a huge 3D movie fan. So maybe have the biggest collection in the world, not sure.
Bragging.
Yeah, no, bragging there. Maybe. No, it's because I order from places like Europe. No, but it's like it's been much cheaper for me.
Yeah.
Of recent times to purchase from there. England and Germany primarily.
Those are a little heavy.
And Japan, but they don't obviously have either of those, the euro or the pound. Or as my wife likes to say, the L's.
The L's. Right.
I'm like, this is gonna go great if we ever go over to England. How many L's is that? Come on,
just say pounds. Or you can even simplify it to how much is that, which is perfectly acceptable no matter where you are.
Way. That's what I would say. The one thing that's really expensive overseas, though, is Diet Coke.
Joe drinks more Diet Coke than anybody else I know.
There's another thing I do more of.
Always has.
I'm going to be the prime example to have cut open to see what really happens to you.
Right.
From it.
We're gonna cut Joe in half and count the rings.
Yes. Gonna go, Diet Coke was really bad for you. It's funny because I'll go to the doctors and Rachel, my wife, she'll every single time she goes to Diet Coke is the reason whatever my problem is. And the doctor's like, no, it's not that.
But she's trying to make it. Like, Doctor, you don't understand. He's got a hot tub full of it. He soaks in it.
Yeah, you don't understand how much he drinks. I don't care how much he drinks. It's not that.
So what is your problem, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, dude, I'll bring up stuff to the doctor all the time. I'm like, I Googled it, and here's what
the doctor rolls his eyes.
WebMD said to me. Like, everything ends with, you're dying, you know?
Yeah, usually what it ends with. And eventually, it's not wrong.
Well, that's true. That's true. We're all dying every day. Yeah, it's always funny going to the doctors. Like, Rachel will be like, just tell them you Googled it. I'm like, there's no way on earth I'm telling them I Googled it. Just going to ask the question. You can just look at me like I'm an idiot for that reason. So right now, it's just putting on a light coat of...
I'm just got the cream. Yeah. Trying to get the dust, and it's kind of working. It's kind of not working. I've got the old paint that's mostly dried out, but not quite enough, and I'm adding, I'm spraying alcohol and then sponging alcohol, rubbing alcohol over the paint to try and get it to smear around. But then I don't really want it too much in the middle because it's a bother to look through. But also, it's just not quite the level of smudgy patina that the originals have got. I'm trying to do it to both sides.
Yeah.
Because you can see it. You can see through the glass and tell.
As long as I can still see, that'd be helpful.
Just clean them. You don't like it, you know.
Hey.
Take some of your lens cleaner to it, and eventually you'll
Why don't you take some lens cleaner to it and clean them for me right now?
I am! More or less.
So we're hearing that Iceland gas is between $2 to $3 a liter.
A liter? Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucks. That's some states here. Not California. That really sucks.
That's why you go to like somewhere like Amsterdam and you see like a bajillion bikes at like the train stations and stuff.
Right.
Man, I've never seen so many bikes locked up at a place.
We've also got a place that actually has the infrastructure to support, trains and stuff.
Well, details. We try to build a train thing and it's never going to happen. We're like, yes, we're going to build a high-speed rail. All right, guys, we got a mile done. How far is the state?
Do we have much? This is too hard.
Just take Amtrak.
This is totally cutting into my Nintendo time.
Yeah.
You want to trade so you can look at the...
Oh,
usually what I'm doing with Felicia.
Oh, okay.
End up trading sides because...
Is there a dog in the studio with us?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Bean is here today. That's why you're hearing that when he shakes. He's just being really good in the corner. Don't be afraid to read off their names when you're acknowledging who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Because they rather like hearing their names.
Okay. Well, Toxic Toad was who was in Iceland that
okay.
where it's $2 to $3. How is Iceland this time of year?
I would imagine colder.
A little bit colder, probably. Steve D is who was the UK paying $6. Well, not $6. Sorry. Well, bucks. Maybe that works in what? England?
So Bean is here today cosplaying as Eevee.
Yes. There you go.
Always a good boy. Thank you, Bean.
And Advixen, is that? Am I saying that right?
That's Advexen. Yeah, he's
Advexen.
Yep, I got to meet Advexen in New York.
Circling $3 Americanos over in VA, up and down, but uppity up.
Oh, okay.
Where's Felicia this week? Well,
We
Odin,
finally got that question.
Odin said we were going to get this question, and I wanted to do a joke that Odin didn't agree with, so I'm going to say it out loud because he didn't agree with it.
That's fine, because this is us talking behind the scenes.
Yes.
Why is Felicia not here this week?
So what I wanted to do, because I know Felicia too, is I thought it'd be hilarious if we shot some footage of her last week tied up, or the week before tied up, and it was like I tied her up and took her spot.
Yep. Which,
But-
on paper, sounds funny, especially to those of us who are used to slightly older humor.
Yes, but Odin pointed out that that's probably not a good joke.
Probably not a good job. I don't think that would go over very well right now.
Yeah. Now she's Joe. Yes. I am Felicia. She's cosplaying as me. I mean, I'm cosplaying as Joe. That was Schultz division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Say my name. Go to loop.
Good loop! So camera 2. So here's what Felicia's doing. This is why she's not here.
Yeah, she's out
There you
enjoying
go.
herself.
Yep. Can you blame her for not wanting to be here in the
Yes,
studio?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no.
She's enjoying herself today. Oh, Adapted Gamers Inc.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
That's right.
Dang straight. Which Odin does a lot when he's walking around. He tries to catch them all.
Yeah, I'm totally a Pokemon Go player.
Oh yeah. And Mariah Wood said, "Eevee." Yes, that would be the smart way to
Yep.
put it. Some excitement. You know, if you're a fan of Flight of the Conchords, you'll appreciate this. There are 4 explanation points. So is there on the WoW from Ralph
Oh, okay.
Morick. And if I
Oh,
pronounce
Ralph
your
is here.
name-
Sweet.
Oh, Toxic Toad came in with the Iceland weather. Now I'm a weather person.
And now we got a weather report coming in
remote
from
weather
Iceland.
from Iceland is
We're-
38 to 45 Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
you threw down the F there.
Yeah,
At least this week.
I was going to say, that Celsius is a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be.
It's not Celsius. There's no C there.
Yeah, no, it's Fahrenheit. Okay.
Yeah, Joe don't know much, but he knows that much. All right. Advexin is saying, referencing earlier, Joe, your father's motherland, where? Is she okay? How hard was the landing?
Yeah, that's
a good one.
That's their humor. Yep.
Well, it was hard enough because she's technically in the ground.
Oh, that's pretty hard.
Well, she lived a good life.
Yeah,
It was all good.
I get it.
Yeah. Raining and flooded here in the UK from Steve D. And Gatalope Gatalope?
Goat-alope.
Goat-alope! Hey. Close?
If you want to hear Joe get super excited about butchering your name while you send in a super chat, now's your chance to send in a super chat and hear Joe butcher your name.
I'll
worse
butcher
than
it, and he'll correct it, so it's all good.
Much as I can.
Whatever. Okay, so had is anywhere from 3.4 to $4 in W. So in W, what's in W?
In the Northwest, NW.
Well, that sounds
No,
it's IN.
Oh, INW. Okay.
Do you know where
No.
Guadalupe is?
Oh, okay. Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
That doesn't seem right.
Okay, Guadalupe, you're gonna have to give us a
apparently
little bit more. Oh no! Schultz Division says UK got flooded. We just had here in Denmark. Man, it's just some bad weather out there today.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to know our weather then. Actually, we do have a little rain right now.
We had rain
Which is
this morning.
unusual for California.
It is actually at this point. So I come into the studio this morning and I see the previous production left some stuff outside. It's like, oh, all the crap's wet. I hope that's okay.
Yeah. Edavexen said, this energy Joe makes my wonder if you have a Slim Jim costume. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Heck yeah, brother.
No, that's Hulk. That's Hulk. What was Randy the Macho Man Savage's saying?
Oh, is that what the guy in his Hulk voice earlier was making jokes about you about? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because Hulk wasn't the Slim Jim.
No.
Or it could be Bigfoot, because that's the new Slim Jim.
Yes. Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
Yeah. And you're a huge Sasquatch fan.
Yes.
So not Sasquatch related exactly, but as far as weird energy from Joe and everything else, how many of you would be interested in a podcast where Joe and I talk about stupid crap on a regular basis? Would that be of any interest to anyone if we did this a little slightly more often?
It's going to suck if they say no because I want to.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Dan does junk. Says, we do need rain, but I don't want it right now.
Right.
It makes my job site muddy.
Yes, he works outside a lot.
All right, Ralph Morick says, butcher this, which obviously I already butchered.
Actually, I think you got Ralph Morrick's name pretty right.
Oh, did I? Rock on.
I think so. Please correct us. How accurate are we?
Oh, Trash Panda said, very interested in the podcast. And Dan Junk says, very interested. D Gamer? The Gamer.
The Gamer.
2099.
Oh, D Gamer 2099. Okay.
Yes, I would listen to that. That would be
Sweet.
like 2099 is like a Marvel.
It's totally a
reference,
Marvel
right?
thing,
Are
yeah.
you referencing the Marvel 2099?
Well, I assumed he was.
Well, we're gonna all assume it because, like, I guess they
we're
can
all
put it in
Marvel
the chat that it's not. Otherwise, we're presuming. Will Connor says, "Yes, please to the podcast."
All right.
Gary Can Cosplay says, "Yay, same here, Dan. I work outdoors and getting soaked on a daily basis is not fun." This is part of our Weather Channel segment. Okay, Toxic said, no, because you want it! And I said Toxic Ted, didn't I? Toxic Toad! Watch me butcher language.
You're giving out a mispronunciation.
Try reading this out loud without taking a second look. Dan Does Jump just challenged me. You lost, Dan. So funny story is I used to write VO for Roger Craig Smith. Some of you guys might know him as Batman. and Captain America.
Yeah.
And
This is the animated
Sonic
stuff, yeah.
the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of the fun things you do sometimes in the VOs when you gave them the scripts is you try to write stuff that was tongue twisters to jack them up.
Right.
But he always knew when you did that, and he'd freaking record it and nail it, and then he'd just bag on you afterwards. He'd also do random goat sounds in the middle of nowhere that were freaking hilarious. You'd be like, you'd just be going through dealing with the VO, and you're like, not because of Roger. Just because you're just sort of done with working, right? And then all of a sudden someone would, and by the someone being him, would make a hilarious sound making you laugh. All right. Ed Vexen. Am I saying it right now?
That Vexen sounded right, because it's Vexen, right?
It is now.
Is that Vixen, because...
Well, yeah, I guess there's no I in there.
No.
Only if Dan is the man on the side who occasionally jumps in. Sure, why not? Podcast is a go.
All right.
Dan, you've been voluntold. All right, Ralph Morick says, yes, that is how you pronounce my name in English. How do we say it in a different language?
That's not going to come out.
I'll really butcher that. Okay, Schultz Division says, Odin is like a whole new concept. I approve with some mighty fine smiley faces and a big thumbs up.
Nice. Who was that?
That would be Schultz Division.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Gary Can Cosplay butchered my name too. You're welcome. Is it Jerry Can Cosplay?
Yes.
All right, Jerry Can Cosplay. You're welcome for the butcher. Go ahead and cut that out and put it on a loop for yourself.
Not only that, but he has a YouTube channel.
Well, that too. No offense, but I'm trying to read and my brain can't think like that. All right, Dan Does Junk just laughs, which I can read because it's just a symbol. It's
Just
like
a symbol.
it's like going back to the olden days. We've regressed in our writing, which is a lot easier for me.
Hieroglyphs?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's freaking like,
Hieroglyphs? Yeah.
I can totally do that.
Yeah.
You put words down for me? Oh yeah.
No.
It's tough. So we were talking about this earlier. I have a hearing problem, and part of that is reading issues. So you're welcome. All right, and Shop Gremlin 01. How long after 2 are we gonna run this stream? LOL. However long we want, Shop Gremlin. You know what? Now that you've said it, really long after 2.
I'm still trying to get the last couple lenses done. Then I thought I would reassemble the goggles and then call it quits. Is that okay with everyone?
By the way, Steve D says that Felicia still butchers #1 name butcher LOL.
Yes. She
And I just butchered that sentence, by the way. So I don't
good.
know if I just took #1, but...
So one of the things we're talking about doing with the podcast is actually not doing it live, but allowing members of the Discord to listen in as a live audience.
Yes.
And then Joe would do the edit down and put out the final polished product later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was part of the conversations we had. And we were talking about this before he hurt his hand, which is getting to be quite a while.
Technically started working on it, and then I sort of caused problems.
Yeah, sabotage yourself. Yeah, that's a lot of stage fright to go to that extent to not have to do a podcast.
And now I'm like so far behind on my current podcast that I am a Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland. You see how I fit that in?
Oh, yeah.
Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland. If we had actual, like, crayons or lower thirds or whatever.
Chirons?
Chirons! There we go. I just butchered even without looking at the words.
Or crayons.
Or crayons, Crayolas.
You know, if we had crayons,
If we had crayons, we'd just draw it. You would see it on the bottom of the screen.
We just eat them.
Well, yeah, you know, why not? Or shove them up our noses.
Oh, there we are, yeah.
You know? All right. Schultz Division says, in before midnight for me. It's after 11 now. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's saying like I do a little bit better than Felicia, so...
Well, there you go.
That's cool.
You've,
I mispronounce just a wee bit less than her.
Yeah. Actually, I think so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because, that's good to hear. I'm doing well.
You're okay with that? Mm-hmm. That's good. No, yeah, I think so. You've probably had had to force yourself into learning to say the sounds you can't hear, which has got to be really weird.
Yeah, well, some I can't say, but yes.
Dan Does Junk says, mispronunciation. Cating. Pronunciating. Way to make up that awesome word.
Hey.
That was good. I'll give you that one. All right. Advexin says, I was going to ask how the whole friend group would do a Star Trek crew with Captain Myers, but does Joe make me think of a D&D and he's the one buying the drinks? I was going to kill the crew in that scenario as Captain Myers.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what Captain Myers does.
Pretty much, yeah. He's not too.
No.
Does he have?
If you watch the end of my video, that's what I go off to do.
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember. Does Michael Myers in any of the movies have people he just
Yes.
lets go? He's got friends that he just doesn't, or whatever.
Spoiler if you haven't seen the newest movie, which is a year old. So if you don't want to know, okay. Now that they're gone,
All right.
probably not. The last movie, he sort of makes friends with a dude. It's weird.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. I'm not saying the friendship necessarily lasts. I won't give that away.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he doesn't do what he normally does.
Okay.
Which is a little odd.
So, you want to just hit the cut buttons right above the big red button there.
This one? Where?
More to the right.
Okay.
More to the right. Like there's the red button with an E on it, so it's still hiding on your hand.
Oh, the cut button.
Yeah, what's this cut? Cut to 2, Joe. And so what I've done here for a little while is figuring out how to thin out the cream acrylic paint that I've smeared on the edges to get it to look kind of dusty. I did a lot of alcohol with some older, thicker paint. This side was one of the first ones I did. This is one of the later ones I did. Tried to get them to be all kind of the same. So the whole point was just to get kind of that dusty look, but they're still fairly new lenses. Because what I'm trying to copy, and it's still a little more than it should be, is this as far as a vintage lens go. So realistically, it's still a little too heavy.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily bad for like if you didn't have the other comparison.
Right.
It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be too big of a deal.
Too big of a deal.
But it's not
when you look next to them, and that's
all. And it's just not clean because these lenses are not clean.
No.
And we've actually purposely gone out of our way to not clean them.
Yes.
You can cut back.
I'm cutting. I thought you said red button. All right, so I've been challenged to try this name.
I confused you with the red button, I guess.
Nimblues. Or do you say it Nimb-Lose? Nimblues is how I would try to say it, and that may be butchering it. All right. Triple Ace! Or Triple A Ace. Haven't heard this much yelling since I attended a birthday party for 10-year-olds who were hopped up on Mountain Dew. Yes, brother. You're welcome.
Are you okay with the yelling? Sorry.
Luckily, you turned down the volume, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be really bad if it was at the beginning stages right now.
By the way, Ace was a really nice guy. I got to meet him at Creators Con last year, and he's the one that drew all the caricatures that I have on my stickers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. Or do you mean Ace?
It's his name.
Ace.
His initials is 3 A's. He's a.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man, that's great.
So he is 100% Ace.
Ace. Well, if it's 3 A's in a row, though, you gotta add a little bit drag to it to pronunciate. Dan Does Junk says Joe is terrific. Yes.
Good.
Thank you for the gold star. Even butchering the names, they're still okay with me.
You got Dan Does Junk, right?
Yeah, the easiest thing possible. I didn't get that right.
Unless someone else is on there as Joe. You might get that one right.
Oh, no, I'd screw that one up. All right, Schultz Division. Straight A's. Yes! Not right now for you, though, because you're struggling.
No, I am hardcore. There we go. Hardcore struggling with this. Well, it's one of those, I'm like a little bit of afraid to...
Break my things?
To break your things, break your toys, break my fingernails.
Scratch
more paint off than I want.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's the biggest thing right there.
Because ultimately, it's just acrylic paint on the original stuff, which
Yes.
means it's not. This isn't hardcore permanent.
No.
But the more it rubs off, it's kind of okay because it'll sort of go along with it. You look at these and go, "Oh, that's too dirty," and then you can just clean them off a little bit. And if it's not dirty enough, just get some paint or spray glue or dust, and
Just randomly do whatever.
yeah, basically, how do you make something dirty? You put dirt on it.
Well, no. Now that you mention that, so when I was doing Nate's pirate costume for Beyond Geek, I was having a problem with, like a lot of people you'll hear talk about like coffee grounds or something, rubbing it in, and it doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
So all I did finally was I took and put on the pirate outfit, ran outside there was muddy ground. Luckily it was raining a little, otherwise I would have had to use the hose. And I just basically got down on my knees and rubbed it in and freaking rubbed everywhere I wanted.
Roll around. Yeah.
That's how I dirtied up his outfit, because coffee grounds and tea was not real. Tea helped a little, like in terms of some discoloring.
Right.
But the coffee grounds didn't work at all.
Okay.
I'm sure there's people who feel differently.
Yeah. Cosplay Chris, one of his favorite things to do when he has to start weathering his costume, he takes it outside and rubs it in the driveway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with Michael Myers, I just use sandpaper.
Yeah. Well, also getting it dirty.
Yeah.
But not
and
just
I did the same thing with that outfit too. But I also used I used, because his was a mechanic shop outfit.
Right. Yeah.
So I did use some I actually used some shoe polish.
Okay.
And then I did use some mud again, because I'll tell you what, mud sticks.
Mud's really good at making things look muddy.
Yeah, but it stays even after you
It
wash
does.
it.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Spike 2220 says, "Hello, Odin and Joe. Doing great, Joe. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Maybe he'll let me come back eventually. See, he tells me no all the time.
Joe, you can't come over today. Dude, Felicia's here. No.
No, he'd let me come whenever.
Totally.
So, now he's just assembling, so we are coming towards the end.
We are coming towards the end.
But we're trying to end before midnight.
Yeah, which means we got almost half an hour.
Or here, we got a lot of time, dude. We're
What's
gonna be,
midnight
talking
for
a
who was
while.
asking? Schultz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we got a long time.
You know who the number one person is to remind everyone to like and subscribe, if I remember correctly? Schultz.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah?
if you like this video, that'd be awesome. And you're probably already subscribed because you're chatting. But if you're not, it'd be nice if you could.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Pretty much something like
And you
that.
should visit like his Patreon.
It would. That'd be nice.
What's that end in? Patreon.com/Odin Makes.
Yeah.
He pretty much has /Odin Makes on most everything.
It made sense.
It does make a lot of sense. If there was Joe Gillis and I could have gotten it, I would have. I got the .com,
You got the .com.
which is really hard to get. So out of
Right.
all the things to get, I got like the
You
best
got the
thing.
.com.
But I couldn't get it on a lot of the socials because there's more than me out there that has that name.
Right. Well,
Not just-
I lucked out with the whole
So-
Odin Abbott thing because I seem to be pretty much like almost the only Odin Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Gillis is a character in a movie.
Yep, Sunset Boulevard. Yep, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine himself played me. Well, not me.
No, it's totally you.
But it is sort of me, a down and out screenwriter.
Oh, that's totally you, yeah.
Yeah.
I failed at screenwriting. Oh, hey, it's Joe.
It's Joe. Yes. All right. I got some more to read out, I guess. Steve D. Now, okay. I had to take the surname off here as Felician Odin struggled out as he has it now.
Yep.
Try this. Dice. 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 Dice.
Pretty close.
Dice. I'm just gonna.
No.
No, that's wrong, dude. I did not mean to go there. I was just trying to go through stuff. Dice. Dice.
Deitch, I think.
Dice.
I think.
Dice.
It's been a while.
Oh my
sometimes,
gosh.
Sometimes I say it when I'm not thinking about it, and he says, "Yeah," or he's being really nice and saying, "Yeah, close enough."
Yeah, good
One
enough,
of the two.
Odin.
Yeah, good enough, Odin. Don't hurt yourself.
Yes, Advexen said, "Oh yeah." Well, not like that. It actually was. If you did a podcast, you could invite people like Cosplay Chris, Evil
Yeah.
Ted, Epic Cardboard,
free content.
cardboard props, yes.
For us. Yes, of course.
I think that was part of the plan, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
the whole
Just
thing
have
of doing-
guests and stuff,
Yeah.
for sure. Some of which I want to get some of the people I'm going to be meeting this week to do it with us.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Writers?
You know?
That'd
yeah,
be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can talk like some of those guys into coming on. It'd be great, like Kevin J. Anderson would be fun talking to him,
Yeah.
you know? Because he's written like Star Wars books,
Yeah.
you know? Like he's written a lot of books we would know but wouldn't necessarily know he did.
It'd be interesting to get to talk to the guys about, so you're doing something that's got a huge established universe like Star Wars or Star Trek. You know, how much creativity do they have? How much has to be checked with, you know, before you do something you're thinking about doing?
Well, I think it depends on the thing, but it's probably getting worse now than it
probably
was
is.
before. You know, back in the good old days, I know, like, dude, you'd be lucky to get a script to write off of.
Right.
So, like, here's a movie you got to do the adaptation for. Good luck. And that's why some of the books are,
Yeah.
like, way better than the movies.
Yeah.
Dan does junk. Yeah, I'm not going to try that, man. I have friends that could do it, but not me. And Ralph Morick says 11:23 over here in the Netherlands.
I got one more set to put together, then maybe clean the lenses a little bit more.
Ralph's not complaining.
Oh, that's good.
How late do you stay up, Ralph? Is this past your bedtime?
Depends on if Ralph's making another video about recycling
Yeah.
precious metals or not.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, he actually
That'd be fun.
He cleans up e-waste and pulls the precious metals out of it. It's pretty cool.
Dan Does Junk says it means have a great afternoon. Okay, I'm going to read this again. Dan Does Junk says try this. Smiley, crying face, off to the side, laughing really hard. Emoji. Have a great afternoon. I nailed
Sort
it.
of like letting Android Auto read your text. Ashley Bernie says, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Face. All right, Dan Schultz says, try this. Duca ifana you a et.
Are we still
I
having
was
fun
probably
torturing
sort
Joe?
of close, actually, there. Sort of. Not
Sorta.
quite there. That's a hard one.
As long as you're close in your mind, Joe, then we're all doing fine.
That's all that counts,
That's all
right?
that counts, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Last set.
Ralph Mork is going to be here for at least another hour.
Oh, good.
So, I guess we're having to stay here another hour?
No.
No? Okay.
Totally would if I needed to. But I actually have other plans this afternoon.
He didn't tell me about these plans.
Oh, that's
I'm
why we're
just
still
kidding.
here
I'm
streaming.
busy anyways. All right.
You're trying to get ready for your big shindig and
I know I gotta leave for Vegas in the morning.
Yeah.
Beautiful downtown Vegas. All right. Close. That's Danish with my dialect. Schultz division said.
Okay.
All right. I should be able to speak Danish since that's part of my bloodline somewhere in there. But I do not. I suck at foreign languages. Really bad. All right. Sharp Shot Effects says, It's been a while since I've caught a live stream.
Nice.
How are the proton packs coming along? They're coming along great. You see, he's gotten so far along, he's doing the goggles now.
Sharp Shot. We finally got Creature Cast put onto the proton packs after being delayed on that and just kind of afraid to do something new. And yeah, so it finally happened. And next week when Felicia's back, we're going to go ahead and start peeling and start exposing the Creature Cast and what we have, and probably start to playing with the Alice packs and working on the next step. Progress.
Nah, he said he had to climb up to get something or it's not happening, so he's sort of telling the truth. We'll see after the
At least
thing.
it's in the room.
He'll be close to that. Whatever it was he said.
Yeah.
Very close.
Very close.
Depends if he gets upstairs and gets the stuff.
Yeah. It actually kind of does depend on that.
Yeah, well, that's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
I'm just going off what you said, man.
I'm just copying what you said, dude.
All right. Advexen said, wait, just wait here. If you get all the foam makers together, you could totally make a big table out of foam. Justice League of Foam. We got to just figure out what foam stands for, I think. You know?
Yeah. What the
Hey,
acronym
why
for
don't you
foam?
guys put in the ideas for the acronym for foam? We're taking them right now from you.
Been on a couple of those panels at cons, like the first Silicon that I went to. Mick Thor was all excited about having put together the Mount Rushmore of foam, where it was me and Evil Ted and SKS Props and Bill Duran. Yeah, that was a great panel to be part of. That was awesome.
So Ralph Mark said, right now I'm working on a pendant I cast in Nordic gold.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds
cool.
pretty freaking cool. And then he also said, filing edges. There's a big difference between the two.
Filling and filing,
One's removing, one is adding.
Yes. Very
Edges
good, Joe.
smooth with, I know, I done well. With a gold-coated nail file. Very tedious, but very good results.
Oh, interesting.
A nail file, huh?
Gold-coated nail file. So you're adding bits of gold as well as file. Okay, maybe. Huh. Thinking about it too hard.
No.
Pardon me. I'm
Not
thinking
hard
about it
enough.
too hard.
All right. CGCS Universe 55 says, hey, Odin.
Hey!
In memory of JDF, can you make the dragon dagger from Power Rangers?
Oh, okay. Need to be more Power Rangers props, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you do, dude.
Yeah, I do, because that was fun to do. The one that I got was fun to do, and the fact that I got somebody to write me a custom theme song for the episode and I have yet to use it again is embarrassing.
And Power Rangers.
And just
Does
Power Rangers.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an entity that does very well.
It does very well.
They've been around for quite a while.
Quite a while.
Quite a while. 70s. But not as Power
Technically,
Rangers.
but not as Power Rangers, yeah.
And I know this because I have some 3D movies from them. From the original. Joe's knowledge of Power Rangers comes from 3D movies.
It's fine.
Yeah.
What was the translated name of them?
You know what's sad is I cannot remember, and it's really easy type thing.
Right.
All right. So, Sharp Shot FX. Friends of all makers. So, foam. Friends of all makers.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that. Friends of All Makers is great.
I think. We got another one from DGamer 2099.
Ah,
Figuring out all measures.
okay.
Ooh, Dan does junk. Forgot other alternative methods. Oh, that's funny. It's true. Steve Build says, Joe and Odin Makes.
Hello.
All right. I like Dan Does Junk's next one. This may be a winner. Felicia outdoes all mispronunciations! Woo! Oh, Steve Build says, Joe, you'd remember me from Orangevale IT Guy! What's up, Steve Build?
Sweet.
I filmed some of Orangevale! Actually, a lot of that stuff. Okay. Ralph Mark said, diamond coated. We're just going back to...
Going back to the file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm randomly just jumping around
It's
trying to
not
fill
like
in
we
stuff
don't.
as I'm doing this stuff. Advexen says, yeah, but if it was a table, you could put an imprint of your all hands like swords in the round table. What do you think?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, the gamer 2099 says, "App does jump. That's good." All right.
And then we have sharp shot effects. I'm just going to read these out. I'm going to get in
basically.
trouble before I get in.
I got one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it,
The
okay?
thing you suck most at, read. Yet I do an audiobook podcast
Yes.
where I read.
Well, not a podcast. Yeah. It is.
Well, it's not really a podcast. It's more of an audiobook, but the
Yeah.
beginning and ends are a podcast.
Okay.
It's definitely just an audiobook for most of it. All right, sharp shot effects. Ever considered doing the Rocketeer? That would be cool.
Oh, Rocketeer,
The
I have
helmet
considered it,
and
yeah.
pack seem like a perfect fit for one of your builds, especially since they're supposedly doing a new one.
Right. Remember
And
when
the
we
leather straps and a harness might make an interesting challenge.
So I went down to Mold Life and got to do shots with I'm blanking on names right now because it's way past lunchtime. Anyway, that whole shoot, going down to go shoot and work with him, Joe went down with me to be a cameraman.
I did that.
Yeah, and he had a cast of. He actually had a cast out of the production mold for the Rocketeer helmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
It was very cool. It's one of those things that, yeah, I have this. I can't do anything with it because the industry I'm working in, I could get in trouble. So, oh, but you got it. Okay. Sorry for all the coughing, everyone.
All right. Ralph Morrick wants to put in one more for film.
Okay.
Failed order at McDonald's!
Hello, welcome to the Failed Order of McDonald's podcast.
I don't know if McDonald's would sponsor it, though.
Probably not. Okay, they haven't sponsored me yet.
They have not.
No.
You're not loving it.
No. I don't think they've used that catchphrase in a little while. Alrighty. So you know,
I need to go. Did I get you a clean one?
You didn't get me a clean one.
Okay, cool. Oh, right here. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Mm-hmm. That one.
So this is super, super close. I'll grab one of the ones here. So, all right.
Do I need to switch?
Yeah, hit that again. So what I have here, this is the original pair. This is the pair that I've had for a long time. This went to Burning Man with me. So these are at least 20 years, right? That I've had.
Formerly Captain Carl's.
Formerly Captain Carl's, and they were on his head in Burning Man as well. So behind it is one of the weathered pair that I did. And you can see it's got Hollywood perfect clear windows to see out of, as opposed to not so perfect on the actual ones, right? One of the things that always kind of slightly bugged me with like artistically mudded vehicles is the center windows perfectly clear so you can see the actors.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was still
It's good for my eyes.
it's good. Yeah, it's a lot better.
I got
for your
beautiful eyes. No, I don't.
Beautiful eyes, Joe.
I don't know.
But so we've weathered up 4 different sets. This one's a bit floppy because it's got some more age and wear to it. We didn't do any of the weathering on the inside, partly because we ran out of time, and partly because, well, whatever.
It's more that ran out of time, I think.
It's more than ran out of time. But so we have the original pair, we have a weathered pair, and then Joe's got
They're not weathered.
where we started.
Yes.
So because they all look like this when we started, just 3 hours ago. And a whole lot of talking and mispronounced names and some yelling.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of yelling.
A little bit of yelling. But yeah, so that's kind of, been kind of the progression that we've had today. We have the original, and then the replica that we needed to weather, and ending up with 4 sets now that have this weathered look, that even if Joe goes through and cleans them a little bit, whether inadvertently or not, it's not really going to hurt them, because this pair's got a little too much brown on the metal here, and cleaning up the
Are you
lenses
saying
a
that
little
because
bit.
I did that one?
I have no idea who did which one. Kidding? I ended up playing with all these after the fact too. So I don't know. This is the teal one. This is the second set you brought out. This is the third one you brought out.
One you did.
So
No, I'm just kidding.
But what we really wanted to do was just talk about how I would go about quickly, simply, easily weathering up a bunch of goggles. This, if I wasn't doing a podcast, this would have taken a little bit less time, and I would have listened to an audiobook, maybe a really cool audiobook like
Post-Apocalyptic Joe in a Cinematic Wasteland?
like that book. And yeah, which if you subscribe to the ultimate high level, what do you get, Joe?
Well, currently you actually get it half off, but
okay.
you get it 4 weeks early. You get private membership into a group that, I'm not going to lie right now, has like not many people in it. But
I'm in there.
There will be people in there.
You got to think long term.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to do like a thing every so often with them every month, at
Okay.
least, bare minimum. That's not
something.
on the thing.
That's not another thing, but you want...
And
you're
I'll
thinking
throw
ahead.
your name in like the book.
Right.
As
And of
long
course
as it
you're
comes
supporting
before it's
the
printed.
artist.
That's the best part.
That's the
You're
best part.
supporting the artist. But right now, I actually have it for half off, so it's like $7.50 a month forever.
Oh,
and
nice.
And you get the best name ever. Rad founding member.
Yep.
And
So why is Rad founding member the best name ever?
Because it's short for radioactive and it's rad, dude.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. I just wanted you to spell it out.
Yeah. So basically, right now I'm doing that for like a permanent thing. I don't know how long that's going to run for. So if you join, it's permanent. And it's also 28 days free because I also know you don't know who the heck I am and maybe don't trust it. But if you joined right now, you could read 5 chapters. Or
Nice.
listen to 5 chapters.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
And I even at the top level, I'm going to send you a link that you could listen to those chapters in any of the podcast players.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Nice.
You just get a private link for yourself.
Okay.
And, I'll be honest, dude. If you don't like it, give it a try. And if you don't like it, just contact me. I will freaking make sure you don't get charged anything, even if it goes past that 28 days. Because I want you to be happy.
Right.
I think you'll like it. If you like this stuff, you'll probably like it.
So it's your podcast is a couple of old guys just bantering about stupid shit the whole time?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
I thought it was an audiobook about a story.
It is. There is a story to it.
Like, do we have a story?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
The story was get these done
Get these done.
as fast as possible
Pretty much.
and try to mispronounce as many names as possible.
Possible.
In the time. And by the way, you can get all this at like cinematicwasteland.com, or if you want to listen to the podcast, Apple Podcast, Amazon, Audible, Pandora, Spotify, all those ones, you can download it now, the first chapter.
Very cool.
Yep.
But it probably would have taken a little less, and overall, a little less time than the 3 hours to do all the weathering on these. It's all just acrylic paint. So all I really did was tore up some foam, did some sponge painting, and in order to get kind of that dusty effect, you can always add Fuller's Earth or other similar fine ground clays to add some dust with maybe a little bit of spray glue. I've mixed in modeling putty or Bondo in order to get like a thicker, chunkier dust onto something. But these goggles didn't have that. They didn't need it. And what really surprised me was like the one color of brown really kind of nailed it.
Yes, it did, actually.
Yeah. So it made it much, much easier. The only thing I did notice now is that I put some of the straps on backwards, so I'll need to get those fixed before Joe can leave. But other than that...
Joe cannot do that
No.
right now. But that is how Odin makes his goggles.
Yes, but this is how Odin makes. No, seriously, thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you all very, very much. Future people who are watching this as a playback, you guys are freaking awesome. Because you're watching this back and don't have the opportunity to chime in and say stuff and have Joe mispronounce it.
But if you join his Patreon, you can get in early and like when we're making the mistakes and stuff.
Right.
But you also can join in on the other live cast later,
Right. Well, also on Discord, you can just, tell me about how I mispronounce everything wrong all the time.
Fun.
Yeah, fun.
It's a joy.
It is a joy.
Thank you, guys.
So thank you all very much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending some time with us. We have 15 minutes till midnight, so let me see if I can't get out of here before we hit Steve's midnight.
Which is the end of the world, by the way.
It's totally
Sorry,
the end of the
guys.
world. Yep.
Hate to break it to you. You got like not much time.
Ad Vixen says, wait, Joe, if you're an Orville fan, make a Yavit in honor of Norm MacDonald's. Not that Orville.
I do love that one.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Dan Dove Junk says, hey, the longer the live stream, the more fun he's having. He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was also like, that's the best Star Trek out right now.
Oh, Orville's 100% the best
Yes.
Star Trek out right
Yes.
Half the crew is Next Generation alumni.
Yep. And it's the closest to Star Trek.
Yes.
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 Even though I like some of the new stuff.
There's a lake out here named Lake Orville.
Orville.
And there's a dam that a few years ago, if you go
Not
look
the
on
dam, the
YouTube-
spillway.
The spillway.
Say it correctly.
Okay, so the spillway, which is attached to the dam,
Yeah, not really.
is the
but
damn
sort of.
spillway.
Yeah.
It had this little thing where it broke. And Joe was part of the video team out there
Filming.
shooting it, filming the whole thing, putting up videos. Yeah.
flying drones.
Flying drones. So if you want to know specifically of any of the particular shots, that is actually a shot that Joe did of the restoration of the spillway on Orville. The final shot, the first time the gates open up and actually let water out, the first time in years, and it's this drone shot following the water come out and spill down. Joe was the drone pilot and shooter for that one shot you got a chance to do once.
I know. That was a little stressful.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, really stressful.
Especially when it's Lake Orville's got one of the highest earthen dams
It is the largest in the world.
in the world.
Oh, no. It's just the United States, I think.
Earthen dams in the
Yeah,
United
I think
States.
China just built one larger.
Oh, okay. So there is a difference in the wind and air currents when you're up close to the top of the dam and when you back up. So the fact that he's able to hold
Wall dropping.
while dropping and hold this shot solid with a Phantom 4, not with one of the newer ones that have a whole lot more stabilization and smaller wind buffering. Or they're smaller
Well,
profile to the
that's
wind.
part of the problem which you learn as a drone pilot. If you're flying through buildings or whatever, it's how the air current sort of affects you.
Right.
So, like, you're essentially flying in a channel that's really have an air current effect. But then you're talking about the drop, which it becomes way worse.
So anyway, it's a great shot, and Joe nailed it. So anyway, yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
I feel proud of that
You
shot.
should feel proud. I brag about that shot. It's not my first time.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot it. Ralph Mark says, bye, have a good one. Talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Mariah. Come back, Joe. It's been a great stream.
Thank you.
Michael the Collector. See you guys.
Glad to.
Love to see some DW stuff since...
We'll build puppets next time.
Yeah.
You actually did that,
done
though.
puppets before. Yes.
I know.
Schultz says, no matter what Odin says, you're always welcome back in my book from another stream. Random guy says, why hasn't he posted in a long time? Talked about that in the earlier part of the stream. So
just
back up to about
rewatch it.
an hour into the stream, or maybe 45 minutes in, and I talk
Or just
about
watch the whole thing again.
it. That's good. All right, can you please paint the 2009 Friday the 13th mask from Jason? Dead by Daylight tips. Maybe! Anyway, it's been a great stream, guys. If I don't just say goodbye, I'll never say goodbye. So, goodbye! Say goodbye to
Goodbye, everybody.
everybody. Oh, I gotta just find that.
Woo!